Hello? Hello?
This is HBU Huskies men's basketball on the DNA Husky Sports Network. Huskies basketball is brought to you by these corporate partners of HBU Athletics: Houston Federal Credit Union, Marriott Houston West Chase, the Memorial Hermann Healthcare System, Raising Cane's, Under Armour, Firehouse Subs, Pepsi, Shipley Donuts, 4 Points by Sheraton, IBEW Local 716, Jimmy John's, Kolache Factory, and Holiday Inn Express. The DNA Husky Sports Network is your home all season long for HBU Huskies men's basketball. And right now it's just about game time, so let's head out to the arena. Good evening, everybody. Welcome into Shark Gym on the campus of Houston Baptist University in Southwest Houston. On a cool Wednesday night, we're glad to have you in and along for the ride. It is just about time for HBU Huskies basketball here on the Husky Sports Network and on HBU TV tonight. I'm Lonnie King. Thank you for being with us. And the Huskies are about set to take on an important opponent tonight, the Northwestern State Demons. The Demons come into this game tonight a half game behind the Huskies in the conference standings. They are 5-8 on the conference season. The Huskies come in at 5-7 after winning 4 of their last 5 games to move into a tie for 7th place in the conference with both Texas A&M Corpus Christi and Central Arkansas. A couple of teams, by the way, that they have already defeated this year. They've got one more against A&M Corpus Christi, but knocked off Central Arkansas on the road in the lone matchup between those two teams just a week ago tonight. So the Huskies are hoping that their tournament opportunities are improving with every game that goes along. We're going to go with game number 13 tonight. The Huskies will start the final third of the season, sort of the home stretch of games. They'll have 3 here at Sharp and 3 on the road to close it out. And they'll be against, with the exception of Saturday's game in Sam Houston State, against opponents that are right there in the thick of the race with them, vying for tournament positioning. So every game's going to be important down the stretch for the Huskies, including this one tonight against a very competitive Northwestern State Demons team under head coach Mike McConaughey. They're led by Ishmael Lane. He is their leader in scoring, in rebounding, and he is a conference leader as well in that category. He's been named the Conference Player of the Week a couple of times already this season, and he will be a handful for the Huskies tonight. But the Huskies will have Ed Hart back. He is back in uniform and should see some floor time this evening, so that's good news for the Huskies, and it may very well be important against a guy like Ish Lane. We'll check that out. We'll see how it goes when the game gets going, but first we're going to talk about it with the assistant coach Judd Kinney as we look a little closer at the Demons, and then we'll have our game time chat with head coach Ron Cottrell, and that'll take us right up to the opening tip and all the play-by-play, so stick with us here on the Husky Sports Network. Houston Federal Credit Union and Houston Baptist University have joined forces to put the howl back in your finances. HFCU offers several products and services such as auto loans, mortgages, and credit cards. And HFCU has a financial education program, Elevate, which is tailored to helping you increase your financial knowledge. Stop by any of our convenient locations or visit our website, www.houstonfcu.org, and experience the credit union difference today. Dogs up.
Your heart sounds good, Daddy.
Regular checkups are good for many things.
No tumors. Uh-oh. Your colon sounds funny.
But they can't detect everything. At the Memorial Hermann Wellness Institute, get a full body scan, heart scan, or virtual colonoscopy to help you find problems early enough to do something about them.
I'm glad you're okay, Daddy.
Schedule your scan today. Call 713-222-CARE. Memorial Hermann, for your whole life.
But what about you? When you text that really cute guy you met at a party on Friday, and he immediately texts you back, you celebrate with an ice-cold Pepsi. Sounds good, doesn't it?
But why stop there? The refreshing taste of Pepsi is the perfect way to celebrate anything. Like when you and your roommate order a pizza and the delivery guy throws in extra breadsticks no charge. That's worth a Pepsi celebration. Break out the Pepsi.
You're listening to the Husky Sports Network, powered by DNA Studios. Back on the Huskies pregame show, it's time to take a look at our opponent tonight. The Northwestern State Demons come into town here in Sharp Gym, and we check in on them with assistant coach Judd Kinney. Judd, first of all, before we look to the Demons tonight, a nice little streak the team is on right now. 4 of the last 5 games they've won. The lone loss was a 2-point loss to SFA. Tough one to take, but still the team seems to be getting into its stride now.
You had to bring up SFA, man. Yeah, we feel like we're starting to, play better, play more consistently is the biggest thing, and we're doing a better job on the defensive end and turning that into our offense. We started defending better probably 8-9 games ago, but we weren't doing a good job of turning that into easy buckets on the offensive end. And these last couple games, we've done a much better job of using our defense to lead to our offense. And like every game we've played in conference, they've come down the wire, and they've come, been 1-2 possession games in the last minute. And we hope that the fact we've been in so many of them, 12 of them now, that we've figured out how to win the games and how to do the right things down the stretch and get the ball to the right guy, make the right play. And so hopefully it's something we can continue. I wish they weren't all in the last minute games, but if that's what it takes and if we can keep winning them, we'll do it.
Right. And the other thing you've done with this last little streak is you've positioned yourself now to make these last 6 games very important, because they're up against teams that you're going to be right there with in the standings.
Yeah, this league this year, we were just talking about with some of the Northwestern State coaches how bunched up it is. There's a couple teams that may have separated themselves a little bit to this point, but there's so many quality teams in that 7 to 12 range that are 1 or 2 games apart with 6 games to play, that every game becomes even more important than the last one. And we talk to the guys, we want to take it one game at a time, because if you don't take care of this next one, the last one doesn't matter and the one after that doesn't matter. So this league has done a great job of parodying itself and being competitive, top to bottom. Even the teams at the bottom can compete with the teams at the top right now. And so tonight it's another team that's got, I think we're a half a game ahead of them in the standings, but first time, only time we get a chance to play them. So this one becomes extremely important when it comes to tiebreaker scenarios down the road and things like that.
And Northwestern State's a team that has been interesting to kind of look at least from a distance this year, because they have struggled at times in the conference, but they've also picked up a couple of interesting wins along the way too.
Yeah, the way they play with the subbing patterns that they've used at times, it takes them a little bit of time to get into a rhythm. But now that they've found it, these last 6 games especially, where I think they've gone 3-3 in the last 6, they're playing really well because they've switched up their starting lineup. I think they've found a group that really works for them, and it's allowed them to feel more confident with what they're doing and get into the rotations that have really worked. And it doesn't hurt they have one of the best players in the league.
Well, that was the next point. They've got leaders in 4 different statistical categories in the conference, and all those guys are named Ishmael Lane. So, is that job number 1 tonight?
At times it feels like there's 4 of them out there watching film. Yeah, he's a vitally important part of what they do. He's one of the top centers in the league, if not the top. He's one of the best players in the league overall. He's a guy who over the course of 4 years has been really well coached, been taught. He's worked really hard to change his body, to change his game, to go from being kind of just a back-to-the-basket bully to now he can step out, he can shoot, he can handle, he runs the floor extremely well. And he's really, really worked hard to become one of the best players and to put himself up there in those. So keeping him off the boards is important. He's a great offensive rebounder. Not letting him have easy, over-the-top stuff is going to be extremely important to us. And making him work. He's going to score. He's going to rebound. You can't stop a guy his talent from getting anything. But you have to make him work for it. And the more you can do that and make every minute he's on the floor tough, hopefully we can kind of wear him down and try to match him, because we feel like we got some really good post players inside as well. And hopefully our size can match up pretty well with theirs.
And to counter that, we've got the top scoring offense in the league right now. But Mike McConaughey's teams have never been scared of getting up and down the floor. So what do you expect to see tonight?
You're right. They're not afraid to run. They're not afraid to put up points. And this team is actually I think the best defensive team he's had, at least in the 9 years I've been here and the time we've been playing against them. And so I think they're going to come out and try to slow us down a little bit, but not to slow the pace down, to slow us down so that they can kind of run and return. But they're not afraid to put up points. They just put it on SFA and put up some points in that game. They can really score. And if you let them get easy buckets in transition, because they got guys who can get out and run, who can really push the ball really quick and in transition with the ball in their hands, they're going to put up points. But at the same time, this is the best defensive team I've seen them have, and they really sit down and guard and are going to make us work. So we have to stay true to what we do, the scouting report, and what we know will work. And hopefully some of the things that we've adjusted for this game will be successful.
Final third of the season starts tonight. It'd be nice to start it out with a win.
Yeah, it would. It's we've broken this conference play, like you said, down to thirds, and now we got 6 games left. We put ourselves in a position to make a push for the conference tournament, and to still be in striking distance of some of our goals. So it begins tonight with a really good opponent here at home, and we got to take care of business.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Judd Kinney, assistant coach for the Huskies. We're going to take a timeout and come back with more on the Huskies pregame report after this.
Run with UA Map My Run. With your UA connected footwear, you can leave your phone behind. However, if you choose to run with it, the UA Map My Run app will give map views of your route and a deeper look at your workout with additional stats.
We are Under Armour. The future is ours!
Under Armour.
Hi, this is Ron Cottrell, head coach of the HBU Huskies. Thanks for listening to Huskies Basketball on the DNA Husky Sports Network.
We're back on the Huskies pregame show. It's time for our game time chat with the head coach of the Huskies, Ron Cottrell. So we get ready for the Northwestern State Demons tonight. And, Coach, breaking the conference season up into thirds, this is the start of the final stretch run tonight. And team obviously has been playing a lot better lately, or at least having the results turn out a lot better lately. But as you head down this home stretch of this season, and going up against guys and teams that you're going to have to knock off to get into the tournament, you feel like maybe things are shaping up the way you'd like to see them?
Well, it's kind of interesting, and you're exactly right. The results have been different, but I don't know that we've changed or really particularly played that much differently than we had before. The things just kind of the breaks have kind of gone our way, and I think we finished some games better. I do think we've improved that to some degree, and hopefully that'll continue. But it is the stretch run, and the standings are very tightly packed, and pretty much everybody we play from here on out, possibly with the exception of Sam Houston on Saturday, is all kind of fighting and jockeying for spots and getting into the tournament. And so it makes every one of these games vitally important right now. Every win that you can pull off not only is an improvement in the standings, but also could help you in tiebreaker situations.
Had another nice win here at home over the weekend. The carryover from that, in my mind, thinking back about it, is the fact that you won that one in the game against Central Arkansas without having Ed Hart available the last couple of games. You're going to get him back, but it's got to be encouraging to the guys to see that they can go out there, be down an important piece in the rotation, and still come out with wins.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is we were able to get Ben a lot of reps early in the year. He played, he was kind of thrown into the fire early on and played against some, right out of the chute, played Arizona and played really well. And so having been thrown into a starting role with Ed out the last few games didn't really affect him that much. First of all, he's a pretty even keel person anyway, and I think that's to his benefit that he doesn't let things kind of play with his mind and get himself too up or too down, and so that's been beneficial. But our guys also developed a lot of trust in Ben along the way early in the year, that he could come in and contribute, so that when he's thrown into that type of situation, it doesn't put us in a position where guys on the court are doubting his ability or that he can get the job done. And so it's been good. It's been good for him to grow and continue to get better as a freshman and develop depth for ourselves at that position along the way. And now getting Ed back tonight puts us even in a better position.
Thinking about a guy like Ben, how will the experience he's gotten over the entire season, but especially the last few games, benefit him against a big body like Ishmael Lane tonight?
That's really important for him, and I've tried to talk him through where Ish is in his development, and we see a lot of similarities in the two of them. They Ben is kind of where Ish was as a freshman, and I think Ben is progressing probably a little bit quicker than Ish did, but Ishmael Lane is a handful, and on both ends of the floor, and he's going to be a challenge for us. Now, I think we look back to last year. I think Ed's length, gave him some trouble, so that'll help. But I think it's going to be an eye-opening experience to some degree, but I think a really good learning experience for Ben to go up against someone like Ish and see what that kind of player looks like and where he can be for us. There's no doubt.
We've got the highest scoring offense in the conference right now coming into this one tonight. Northwestern State has always been not fearful of running up and down the court. What do you expect to see from these guys tonight?
Well, that's interesting you say that, because they're kind of taking on a different identity this year. They're not quite pushing it quite as much as they have in the past. They've become a much better defensive team. I want to say they're in the top 1 or 2 in least points allowed in the conference this year, and that's unusual for them. And I think that speaks to Ish and people like Larry Owens inside and different guys like that are big bodies that really anchor their defense, and then their guards that can really get out in passing lanes and create steals and turnovers, and so it's a little bit different team than what you've seen in the past. Yes, they'll still push the ball some and still play up and down a little bit, and certainly that's how we want to play. But I think you're going to see a little bit different identity out of this team than what we've seen in the past.
You brought up steals in relationship to Northwestern State, but that reminded me, and talking about league leaders as well, we've got the leading steals guy in Braxton Bonds in the conference, and he's one of the tops in the nation. He's really done a great job, especially defensively for you this year.
Yeah, I think people don't get what he does for our team. He is certainly the leader of our team, and I think we all know at times he's struggled with his offensive game personally, but he's such a vital part of who we are offensively in distributing the ball, but also what you mentioned, the fact that he can really create havoc on the defensive end for people, and people have to pay attention to what they're doing, and that's a big part of us defensively is having that pressure on the ball and having that ball handler having to think about going against Braxton and not being able to execute their offense and getting in the flow of what they want to do, and so he's a big part of who we are and the successes we've had.
One other thing before we let you go I wanted to talk to you about tonight is I noticed, all season long there have been times we've been concerned about the free throws, but as we come into this game tonight, I noticed we're second in the league in free throw attempts and second in the league in made free throws. The percentages still aren't super, but the fact is you're getting to the line and you're starting to make more of those free throws.
Yeah, our percentages aren't anywhere near what I think they should be and could be for this team. I think we've got guys who have good form and can make free throws. I think sometimes it becomes a mental thing and it bleeds over to each other, and thankfully we're shooting a lot of them because we're really trying to do everything we can to push the ball and not settle for perimeter shots, and I think that's important to our team and to continue to do that, and certainly I hope we can continue as we get later in the season to be able to get to the line, and hopefully we'll start making a few more.
All right, 3 at home, 3 on the road, the rest of the way. And it's all right there in front of you. Yeah,
no doubt. We've got to come out and play well tonight and let everything else take care of itself. And the old coaching adage, take it one game at a time. And tonight's an important one.
Good luck. Dogs up.
All right, thank you.
Ron Cottrell, the head coach of the Huskies. We'll take a timeout and come back with the lineups and then all the play-by-play on the Huskies Sports Network.
Anyone can get you ready. Holiday Inn Express gets you the readiest because ready gives a pep talk. Showtime. But the readiest gives a pep rally.
Holiday and Express. Be the readiest.
You're listening to the Husky Sports Network, powered by DNA Studios.
And welcome back into Sharp Gym. We are just about set to go with tonight's opening tip. Here are the starting lineups. First of all, for Northwestern State, they send out 5'10" sophomore from Monroe, Louisiana, C.J. Jones, a 6'1" junior from Buffalo, New York, a transfer from Niagara County Community College, LaTerrence Reed. And they'll be joined by DeAndre Love, a 6'4" guard, a senior from Seattle, Washington, transfer from Eastern Arizona College, and a 6'8" senior, Ishmael Lane, the leading scorer and rebounder on this team, and Larry Owens, a 6'8" sophomore from Monroe. To round out the starting five, Ed Hart back in the lineup. He will jump center against Ishmael Lane tonight, and the tip is up, and it's controlled by the Huskies. Ian DeBose, who is joined by Ty Dalton, Stephen Osuji, and Braxton Bonds for Coach Cottrell tonight to get things underway, has the basketball into the front court. DeBose, left side angle, looks inside, goes with a bounce pass down to Ed Hart, looks around, feeds it off to Bonds, can't get it to go, but the rebound by Ty Dalton, his follow won't go, rebounded this time controlled by Ishmael Lane. Lane will get it off to Jones, and Jones will go left side to Love, over cross court to Reed, he's going to fire away at a three, won't go, and the rebound pulled down by Ian DeBose. Ian, the leading rebounder on this Huskies team, just shy of 7 per game. Almost lost his footing, but saves it to Ty Dalton. Left side, he's going to go the baseline, tries to go up and under, and hits the bottom of the backboard. It'll go out of bounds off the Huskies, and it will be Northwestern State basketball. 19:08 to go. First half, we're just underway. No score on the board yet. Glad you're along for the ride wherever you are around the city of Houston, across the state of Texas, around the country, or even around the world on the World Wide Web. Jones has it. Left side, he goes to Love. Love double team, but he'll find Lane down on the angle. Kick it across court. They go to Jones in the corner for a three. Short again, and the rebound again pulled down by Ian DeBose for the Huskies. ID will bring it up. He takes it to the rack, puts it up, won't go, but he's going to be fouled on his way. I think that's going to be Larry Owens who picks up the first foul of the ball game. It is Owens, the big 6'8" sophomore from Monroe Carroll High School in northern Louisiana, and the Huskies will go to the baseline to get it inbounds. Bonds will go out top to Hart, and then he'll pop out and get it right back. Leave it for DeBose. A three from the angle, too strong off the back iron, and the rebound cleared by Jones for the Demons. Tries to get across court, and it's stolen away by Braxton Bonds. 2-on-1. Osuji back to Braxton. Lay it up and in for two. Well, there's the leading guy in the conference in steals per game, Braxton Bonds, and he gets the Huskies on the board for the first time tonight. 2-0 HBU, 18:10 to go. LaTerrence Reed. They feed it around the arc. Now get it into Owens. He drives in, rolls it around the iron, won't go. Lane with the offensive board, though, and he's going to put it up and in. Their leading scorer and rebounder gets his first two of the night. Long outlet up ahead for the Huskies to Ian DeBose, but he'll hang on to it. Set it up in the half court. Right side, going to lob it down low to Ed Hart, left alone, but stolen away. Good backside defense by C.J. Jones. He picks his pocket and leaves it on the baseline for Reed. Drives in, blocked from behind by DeBose. The ball is still live, and it's going to go out off of Ishmael Lane. Good defense by Braxton Bonds to tip the ball off of the body of Lane. And the Huskies will get it up the floor. Bonds in a hurry. Going to get it to the middle. Kick it left side angle to Ty Dalton. He'll go down low to DeBose. DeBose and Hart were both in the same vicinity, and they clear it up. Shot put up by DeBose. Won't go. The tip out by Hart. Kick it out on the wing to Osuji, and Stephen Osuji with a three from the corner. His first points of the ball game. Steve averaging now 6.5 points per contest as he has worked his way into the starting lineup and increased his point production. 5-2 Huskies, 16:50 to go. Love has it out top, goes back left side to Jones, cross court to Reed. LaTerrence Reed back to Love. Back to Reed, going to fire away at a three, top of the arc, short. Rebound tipped and stolen away by Ishmael Lane. He will do that a lot. Got to figure out a way to box him out and keep him off the boards. But he's got 4, and they're down by 1, 5-4. Ian DeBose, right side, will go out top to Braxton Bonds. Feed it down low into the paint to Ed Hart, and there's Ed getting to the rack, up and in off the window and down through his first points of the ball game. Good to have Ed back after missing a couple of games against UCA and also last weekend. Huskies feed it inside. Or check it, the Demons feed it inside the lane. They kick it back out inside to Owens, and he loses it to Bonds. Bonds on the run, one-on-one, going to go to the rack. Go up and in for 2, and he's fouled. Braxton Bonds with the finish, and he'll get the +1. We got a timeout on the floor, though. Huskies out early, 9-4 on the Husky Sports Network.
It would be great if human beings were great at being human. And if all of mankind were made up of kind women and kind men. It would be wonderful if common knowledge was knowledge commonly known. And if the light from being enlightened into every heart was shown. It would be glorious if neighbors were neighborly, and indifference a forgotten word. It would be awesome if we shared everything, and being greedy was absurd. It would be spectacular if the golden rule was golden to every man, and the good things that we ever did was everything that we can.
Treating others like we'd like to be treated has always been our guiding principle.
Marriott Houston West Chase, a proud partner of HBU Athletics.
Back at Sharp Gym, Lonnie King along with you. Glad to have you along for the ride tonight. Huskies out to a 9-4 lead early, 15:51 to go here in the first half of play. For the Demons, Ishmael Lane is 2 for 2 from the floor tonight. He's also got 3 rebounds. He's got 4 points. The rest of their team is 0 for 5, including 0 of 3 from the three-point line tonight. And Braxton Bonds gets the +1 free throw here after getting fouled on his made layup. He stakes the Huskies out to a 10-4 lead as the Demons bring it back up. Reed feeds it into the middle, gets it into Malik Matuire, who's checked in, and he can't get his shot to go in the paint, and the Huskies pull down the board. Bonds out on the wing, goes to Osuji, can't get the shot to fall, but Dalton with the rebound, going to run it up, won't go, and the rebound tipped, and it's going to go out of bounds. Tipped out by the Demons. I think Matuire might have got a hand on it, but it'll be Huskies basketball. New shot clock after the ball hit the iron, so plenty of time to work something in the half-court set here. Get it into DeBose. He'll drive to the middle, take it past Ishmael Lane. Shot won't go, but Lane grabs the board for the Demons. In their road purple uniforms with the orange and white trim, they bring it back up across the timeline. Out top, Jones. C.J. Jones gets it to LaTerrence Reed. Back to Jones. They play pitch and catch out beyond the arc. Reed right side, going to go a bounce pass to the baseline. Matuire down low, tries to put it up. Partially blocked by DeBose. Matuire saves it underneath the lane. He puts it up, and it'll roll around and drop down through. Lane with 6, and that is the sum total of the scoring so far for Northwestern State. Behind the back bounce pass from Bonds to Ed Hart. Turnaround little hook won't go. Matuire with a rebound, long outlet up ahead, intended for Jones, and overthrew the intended receiver there. And the Huskies will get it back out of bounds. Ed Hart will check out. You got to imagine he's a little bit winded after missing a couple of games. And checking in for the first time tonight, Ben Uloco. Ben has been starting in Ed's absence and done a good job for the Huskies. Osuji has the basketball, screen from Uloco, tries to dribble into traffic, leave it in the corner for Dalton. He'll take it up, partially blocked by Lane, and the Huskies save it. Shot clock did not reset, down to 6 on the shot clock underneath. Dalton blocked from behind, but he gets his own miss and puts it off the glass and in for 2. Well, good persistence there by the sophomore from Second Baptist High School, Ty Dalton. He's got his first points of the night. And the Huskies are back out to a 12-6 lead. Reed with a jumper from the 3. Right angle won't go, and the rebound pulled down by DuBose for the Huskies. He'll bring it back up himself. Screen from Uloko. Take it to the paint. Put it up. Won't go. The rebound tipped around. Controlled by Lane. Another rebound. He's going to have double-digit boards before halftime. And here's a runner up the floor. It is Jones who gets it off the glass and in for 2. Count that bucket, and he's going to be fouled. The foul will be called on Stephen Osuji, his first, and the first on the Huskies. Suge will check out as Oliver Lynch-Daniels was already at the scoring table. And Ollie will check in for the first time tonight. Suge will get a breather. And checking in for the Demons, John Norvell for the first time. And also Vontae Ott is out on the floor. The free throw is good by Jones. He's a 78% shooter at the line this year. It's got him back to within 3, 12-9, 13:26 to go till halftime. Here's DuBose left open for a 3, and he rattles it down through. Got the feed from Uloko, and Uloko acted as a barrier. Left DuBose wide open for an easy look at the 3 from the angle. Here is Vontae Ott driving in. Leave it for Jones left side, and he'll take it into the rack and lay it in for 2. C.J. Jones now with 4. And Huskies back to a 4-point lead, 15-11. Ty Dalton left side down low to DuBose. He's going to spin around on the baseline. Got a good look, but he couldn't get it to go. But the rebound tipped to Bonds, and Bonds will drive in and go off the glass for 2. Braxton off to a good start tonight. He's got 7 and has the Huskies back up by 6. 12.5 minutes to go. Jones will dribble over by the Huskies bench on the right angle. Leave it out top to Norvell. He'll kick it around the arc. Down low they go to Matwire. Spin around, and he traveled. Malik Matwire spun to the middle and then tried to burst to the baseline and moved his pivot foot in the process. That'll be a turnover. Give it back to the Huskies. Phillip McKenzie will check in for the first time tonight for HBU. That'll give Ty Dalton a breather. He'll take a seat on the bench. And the Worm will head to the back line. He will pick up Vontae Ott down low. Ben Uloko on the baseline tries to get it to go, and DuBose tried to jam it home with a follow. Couldn't get it to go down, and the rebound cleared by the Demons. Kick it off to Lane from the angle. A jumper won't go, but the rebound is tipped right back to him. Left side takes it in, and he's going to be bumped on the baseline by Uloko, and that'll stop the clock with 11:52 to go. Ishmael Lane will go to the free throw line. He's already got 6 of the 11 points tonight for the Demons. They trail the Huskies by 6. 17-11 on the Huskies Sports Network.
What's on your mind, kid? Make it fast.
I'd like to work here at Jimmy John's, world's greatest gourmet sandwich shop, sir.
Why do you want to work at Jimmy John's, kid?
I'm perfect for Jimmy John's.
Doing what?
Delivery.
Delivery?
Delivery.
We deliver pretty fast here at Jimmy John's.
That's what I heard.
What'd you hear?
You deliver pretty fast here at Jimmy John's.
Then you heard right.
I'm a fast study, sir.
You know the Jim John's slogan?
The Jimmy John's slogan?
Jim John's slogan is sub so fast you'll freak.
Sub so fast you'll freak is a swell slogan, sir.
When people call for a Jimmy John's sandwich, they want it fast.
Then I'm your man, sir.
How so?
Because I'm fast.
Fast at what?
Fast at everything.
Can you deliver fast?
I can deliver fast.
How fast?
I can run a 4:40 and 2:20.
Minutes?
No, seconds.
That's fast. You delivered before?
I delivered newspapers before.
Were you fast?
Very fast.
How fast?
People got tomorrow's paper today.
That's fast.
So do I have the job?
Not so fast. How do I know you're not just some fast talker?
I can get your references.
When?
Now.
These are good references.
Thank you.
But at Jimmy John's, you gotta be more than fast.
More than fast.
You gotta be polite.
Fast and polite.
Fast and polite.
I can do fast and polite.
Okay, give me some time to think it over.
Okay.
Okay, I've thought it over. When can you start?
Now.
Now's good. What's your name, kid?
Stefan Avalopoulos.
Too long. How about Ed?
That's fine.
Welcome aboard, Ed.
Jimmy John's Subs, an official sponsor of HBU Athletics.
$11:52 to go in the first half of our game tonight between your HBU Huskies and the Northwestern State Demons. The Huskies with a 17-11 lead. They're 7 of 22 from the floor tonight, 32%. 2 of 5 from outside the arc for 40%, and they have been to the free throw line once and made that free throw. Northwestern State shooting 36%. But they've had 8 fewer shot attempts. They are 5 of 14 as Ishmael Lane gets the first free throw here. That is just their second free throw attempt of the night, and they've made both of theirs. Cuts the lead back down to 5, and one more to come here is good by Lane. Lane averages 13.5 points per game. He averages 9.5 rebounds. He's been just a little over a 60% free throw shooter, but looked pretty solid on those two and has them back to within 4, 17-13. Yoloko out top, puts it on the floor, but finds DuBose right side. Ian will drive to the free throw circle. Shot won't go, and the rebound cleared by Lane. Lane brings it back up. He's already got 7 rebounds here in the first half. Metoyer, left angle. Will get it off to Norvell. Norvell picked up by Oliver Lynch-Daniels. Gets a screen from Lane. Drives by. Blocked by DuBose down low. And Ian will pick it up and bring it the other way. Give it off to Bonds. Bonds across the midcourt line. Into the front court. Going to drive to the middle. Roll it up off the glass with some English. Won't go, but he's fouled. And Braxton will go to the free throw line. Personal will be charged to Malik Metoyer. 11:05 to go here in the first half, and Bonds back to the free throw line for the second time tonight. Jalen Gates is about to check in. Braxton gets the first free throw to go. DuBose is going to check out. He'll get a breather as Gates checks in for the first time this evening. Ian very active on both ends of the floor tonight. Braxton, by the way, with that free throw now has 8 points to lead the way for the Huskies. Hart's going to check back in. Yoloko will go to the bench for the Huskies. Roderick Dixon, our lead official tonight, hanging on to the basketball. Now he gives it to Bonds, and Braxton misses the second free throw. 1 out of 2 at the stripe. The Huskies are up by 5, 18-13. Demons up the floor with the rebound. Norvell out top to Reed. Reed to Ott. Ott with a bounce pass down low to Metoyer. Left side angle. They swing it back out top. It'll be Ott driving into the paint. Puts it up. Won't go. The rebound taken by Hart. Slapped at by Ott, but Ed keeps it. Gets it off to Jay Gates. Gates will leave it for Bonds. Bonds drives left side. Down low, and he's going to lose it off of Northwestern State. Metoyer doesn't think so. He thinks it went off the body of Braxton Bonds, but Raymond Ships says it's Huskies basketball, and they'll take it. Gates gets it down low to Hart. Ed back to the basket, looks for help. Bounce pass to McKenzie. 10 seconds on the shot clock as Bonds has it left side. Feed it down low to Hart. He'll put it up. Bumped as he goes to the rack. It's going to be Owens who picks up the personal, his second, and the fourth on the Demons. And it will send Edward Hart to the free throw line for the first time tonight. Ed averaging just under 12 points per game, a little over 6.5 boards. Bonds will check out. He'll get a breather, and Osuji will check back in. Ed with one more free throw to come. And it hits the iron, the glass, and then drops down through. The Huskies are back out to a 7-point lead. There's a turnover down low by Northwestern State. The Huskies will get it back. Turnover number 5 for the Demons early in this game. Substitution out. DeAndre Love is going to check back in. And Jalen Gates will bring it up across the timeline. Leave it left side for McKenzie. Swing it out top. Now down low. They go to Phil. Phil saves it to Gates, and Gates tried to save it, and he did, but right to Love. Love was surprised to see it right in his grill and loses it out of bounds. It'll be Huskies basketball. The Huskies get a little bit of a break there. Go out top, it's stolen away. Off on the run is going to be Ott, and he's going to lay it up and in for 2. Easy run out after he picked the pocket of Jalen Gates. Stepped into the passing lane. Now Jay back the other way, going to put it up, won't go. Hart mistimes the jump on the rebound, and Ott goes after it, hits the deck, but saves it. Gets it off on the run, a little bit out of control. This Norvell, he'll kick it out on the wing to Love, and he makes a 3, and they're back to within 2 now, 20-18. So a little wild end-to-end action. And the Huskies give up 5 points in a row there to Northwestern State. Trying to recover here on this possession. Jalen Gates dribbles inside the arc, puts up a jumper from the left angle, won't go, and the rebound by Metoyer for the Demons. Up the floor in a hurry, he'll bring it himself. Get it to Love, right side to Norvell. He starts in but backs out, and Lynch Daniels stays with him. Norvell with the left hand dribble. Swing it back to Darian Dixon, who's checked in. He holds it up, wants to give it to Love. Love will take it to the left side, and they'll lose it out of bounds, trying to go to Norvell, who couldn't hang on to it. And the Huskies get the benefit of another turnover by the Demons there. .8:49 to go. Huskies up by 2. Things have gotten a little bit ragged the last couple of times up the floor, though. Lynch Daniels to Osuji. McKenzie left side out beyond the arc. Finds Ed Hart. Hart goes to Osuji, left angle. Now a bounce pass back to Ed, and he's got one dribble on the floor and to the rack off the window for 2. Ed now with 4 points, and the Huskies back up by 4. Check it, Ed's got 6, and it's a 22-18 lead. DeAndre Love with the basketball. Euro step in the paint, puts up a floater, won't go, and the rebound cleared by Osuji for the Huskies. Suge going to leave it for Ollie Lynch Daniels. A 3, rang it up. Oliver Lynch Daniels with his first point of the ball game. And the Huskies are back up by 7, 25-18, 7:55 to go. Next stoppage will bring us to another timeout. Demons with the basketball. Norvell out top, left side, drives to the middle, and then cuts back to the left. Jalen Gates stays with him, fights through a pick. Kick it out on the wing to Love. His 3 from the corner won't go. The rebound's going to be tipped out of bounds, and it's going to be out off of Phillip McKenzie, and that will stop the clock with 7:38 to go. Well, the Huskies saw the lead reduced to 2 points for just a moment, but they've scored 5 in a row and now have a 7-point lead with 7:38 to go. 25-18 here on the Huskies Sports Network.
The real story is I'm in here every morning and have sampled just about every kolache that they make here.
Bacon, egg, and cheese on wheat for me, and then the rest is for the office. So yes, I'll pick up every Friday. I'll stop by here and pick up some for my group. So.
Well, I used to think it was just fruit-filled stuff, and then I came here and there's eggs and bacon and cheese and all kinds of good stuff in there. It's like a whole breakfast and a bun. It's great.
It's always a good thing if you can eat healthy and not know it.
When you drive down the street looking for something to eat, you're going to pass 5 places to buy a sandwich, 6 places to buy a burger. There's only one place you can get a kolache, and that's Kolache Factory. It's delicious. You're going to have people that try to copy you, but they're not going to do it as well. We know what we're doing. We've been doing it for 25 years. We do it the best, and our success proves that.
Houston's own Kolache Factory. The freshest, highest quality, best tasting kolaches in town. Over 50 Houston area locations and a proud partner of HBU Athletics.
25-18 as we come back to Sharp Gym. It is Northwestern State basketball on the baseline. Out of the timeout. And they get it inbounds way out top to Brandon Hutton, who's checked into the ball game. Hutton is a 6'5 junior from Chicago. He'll leave it off for Norvell. Norvell back to Hutton, left angle. Now Norvell trying to direct traffic. Hutton in the corner, left side, going to swing it out top. Ott back to Norvell. They find Ishmael Lane on the baseline right side, and Ish Lane gets the bucket to go. And the lead is cut down to 5, 25-20. Stephen Osuji back the other way for the Huskies. Drives, can't get it to go, and the rebound tipped around. And it's going to be controlled down low by Dalen Williams. And shot missed. And rebounded by Ed Hart, gives it off to Osuji. Osuji holds it up and leaves it for Oliver Lynch Daniels. Ollie's going to lob a pass. Intended inside for Hart. Knocked away by Williams, and back the other way go the Demons. Into the paint. Ott going to leave it for Lane, and Lane will dunk it down through with 2 hands. Rams it home. He's got a dozen of their 22. And with 6:26 to go, it's back to a 3-point game, 25-22. Hard out top. Goes to Lynch Daniels. Almost lost it, but saves. Drives to the baseline, put it up, and got it to go. Used his offhand to shield Lane and got the bucket to go off the window. 27-22 Huskies. Bounce pass down low. Hutton tried to find somebody on the baseline. I think he might have been looking for Williams, but no one was home. And with 6:01 to go, the Huskies will get it back. Another turnover for Northwestern State. They've got 7 of those now. Hart's going to sit down, and Ben Uloko will check back in. Ian DeBose back out on the floor as well for the Huskies, and Jalen Gates checks out for HBU. DeBose with the basketball, going to get a screen, doesn't use it. And he goes to the baseline, was cut off, and then slid his feet down low, turns it over with the travel. The Huskies with their 3rd turnover of the first half. And with 5:50 to go, the Demons will bring it back up. Bonds, little pressure in the backcourt on the ball. That's C.J. Jones who's back out there to control the dribble. Looks inside, sets up right angle, goes out top to Lane. Lane looks left to Hutton. Hutton to Odd. Back out top to Williams, who pops out high. Swinging around the arc on the baseline, they go to Hutton, and Hutton's going to be bumped. And Ian DeBose is going to be charged with the foul. He's trying to make the case to Rod Dixon that he had established position and kept his arms straight up and down, but Dixon says, no, you got the hands in there on the body. And for Ian, that'll be his first personal foul. On the baseline, they go out top to Lane. Back in the corner to Jones. He's double-teamed. Lobs it high out to Lane. Goes down low to Williams. Williams partially blocked from behind by DeBose, and the Huskies clear the miss off the iron. McKenzie to Bonds, and Bonds up the floor. Drives in, leave it out on the wing. A 3 from the corner for Oliver Lynch Daniels, and Ollie hits from the left corner. And he now has 8 points. The Huskies are up by 8, 30-22, under 5 to go. Jones, right side, drives in, bounce pass into the corner, intended for Hutton. It's going to be knocked out of bounds, and they're going to say it went out off of Hutton, or I think maybe they're saying it bounced off the baseline before anybody touched it over there. Bonds was giving good effort trying to cut off the passing lane there. Now we've got a second while Ish Lane reties the shoe. But the Huskies have it inbound and bring it up into the front court. Bonds is going to be bumped by Ott way out top, and Ott will pick up his first personal foul. 5th foul on the Demons with 4:40 to go. Northwestern State with 5, the Huskies with 3 fouls. Bonds gets the feed from Uloko, down low to McKenzie, and Phil off the glass and down through. Good feed by Bonds. Give him the dime, and McKenzie with his first points of the night. Huskies up by 10 now. Largest lead of the ballgame, 32-22. Jones out top. Finds Ott. Ott's going to drive in, left-hand dribble, kick it back out to Lane. Opening from the top of the free throw circle. Won't go, and the rebound cleared by Braxton Bonds. One of the leading rebounding guards in the league, and he brings it up the floor himself. Bounce pass inside, intended for Uloko. Ben saves it, but it's blocked by Lane as he recovered well. They get it up the floor. It's going to be Hutton, spin around on the baseline, puts up a jumper off the glass and off the iron. It won't go, and Uloko clears for the Huskies. Fast-paced action. Out top, the Huskies get it to Ian DeBose, and he'll hold on to it for a second. Going to drive in, and he's going to be called for an offensive foul. He lowered the shoulder and collided with Hutton. Brandon Hutton took the hit, and he hit the deck. Ian DeBose hit the deck and looked like might have caught the brunt of that with his right hand or maybe his right wrist. But it stops the clock with 3:40 to go and brings us to a timeout on the floor. 32-22. The Huskies have opened up a 10-point lead here in the first half of our game. And you're listening to it on the Husky Sports Network, watching on HBU TV. You can always count on Houston Federal Credit Union to be there for you, because once a member, always a member. Take advantage of all their products and services to help you in all your financial milestones, such as purchasing your first car, planning your dream wedding, buying a home, and planning for retirement. Stop by any of their convenient locations or visit their website, www.houstonfcu.org, and experience the credit union difference today. Dogs up.
I am strong.
I won't give up.
I put my heart into the game.
I learned from my mistakes.
Focus.
Determination.
Confidence.
I trust my gut. No limits.
Preparation.
Dedication.
Leadership. I want to make my team and family proud.
Be an inspiration for other girls who like sports.
Join the movement.
Under Armour.
Hi, this is Ron Cottrell, head coach of the HBU Huskies. Thanks for listening to Huskies basketball on the DNA Husky Sports Network.
3 minutes, 40 seconds to go in the first half of our game. The Huskies with a 10-point lead. Shooting 37.5% from the floor, 12 of 32. They're 4 of 7 from the three-point line as well, and they play defense as the Demons bring it up the floor here out of the timeout. Ty Dalton back out on the floor. Matwire with the basketball, drives in for the Demons. His shot rolls off the iron, and the rebound cleared by Ben Uloco for HBU. He'll get it to Dalton. Dalton will bring it up into the paint, stops at the elbow, kick it back out on the wing. Ollie Lynch-Daniels open for a three. Airballs it, though, and the rebound cleared by Matwire. Back on the way, other way. Leave it in the corner to Reed, who's back out there. He feeds it back to Matwire in the paint. And an easy layup from Matwire. He's got his first points of the ball game, and they're back to within 8. Ollie with a behind-the-back dribble, kicks it across to Ty Dalton, wide open for a three. Short off the iron, though, and the rebound's going to kick out onto the edge, and Phil McKenzie tried to run it down. Could not, and it'll go back over to the Demons of Northwestern State. C.J. Jones with the basketball, brings it up into the front court. 2 minutes, 35 seconds till halftime. Jones trying to clear out on the right side, wants to lob it down low to Lane. Two-man game, back out to Jones. Baseline, back to Lane, kick it across court, and Ott almost lost it. The Huskies hit the deck trying to take it, but he gets it in the corner to Matwire, spins a three out off the iron, and the Huskies will clear it. Dalton will bring it back up. He's going to leave it for McKenzie. McKenzie will drive it in, has a hole, and can't get it to go as Lane reached down and slapped it out of his hand. It looked like a big lane was going to open up there for Phil, but Ish Lane has a way of closing up the lanes to the basket. Norvell to the scorer's table. He'll check in for Vontae Ott for the Demons, and now checking in for the first time for the Huskies is Quan Murphy. Murphy going to check in for Phillip McKenzie, and also Ed Hart will check back in. Ben Uloco will go to the bench with 2:05 to go. 32-24. The Huskies go baseline to inbound it, out top to Hart. He gives it to Murphy, and Murphy gets it back from Bonds. Looked inside, but goes back out top to Braxton. Under 10 on the shot clock as Bonds drives in, reverses himself, and he's going to be guilty of a travel. Lost control of the basketball. Couldn't keep his footing. And the turnover gives it back to the Demons. Turnover number 6 for the Huskies here in the first half of this game for HBU. C.J. Jones out top to Lane. Top of the arc. He'll dribble to the left and leave it for Reed. Reed drives in against the double team, puts it up. Shot hangs on the iron, rolls off, and Hart clears it to Osuji. Minute and a half left. Suge up the floor, right side angle, going to go to the middle of the floor, dish it out on the wing, intended for Murphy. It's going to be knocked out of bounds by Norvell. He stepped into the passing lane, but was moving toward the middle of the floor and had to reach back to knock it away, so he could not recover and save it. The Huskies get a break and have it on the baseline to inbound. Here's a bounce pass inside to Ty Dalton, and Dalton got position underneath and lays it off the glass for 2. Ty with 6. The Huskies back up by 10, 34-24. Here's a spin move in the paint by Ishmael Lane. Lane's got 14 points and 7 boards here in the first half. He's on his way easily to a double-double tonight. Dalton back the other way for the Huskies. Gets it to Murphy, right side angle, wants to go inside to Hart. Going to use a screen instead to pump up a jumper, and Quan Murphy with the bucket. Has his first points of the night. Nice little floater from the right angle. It's 36-26. Here's Metoyer down to the baseline, puts it up, floats it in, count the bucket, and he's fouled, and the foul is on Ty Dalton, his first of the ball game, and the 5th on the Huskies as a team. He'll send Malik Metoyer to the free throw line. Count the bucket. +1 opportunity here. Metoyer with 4 points now. 42 seconds to go in the half. Huskies halftime report straight ahead. Stick with us for that. Free throw by Metoyer is good. Cuts it back down to 7, 36-29. 39 seconds as Bonds is up across the stripe. Into the middle, drives in, puts up a high floater off the glass. Won't go, but Hart there for the rebound. Puts it back up and in with the offensive board. Ed's got 8, and we got a timeout on the floor as the Demons get it into the front court. Mike McConaughey wants to talk it over with his team. Shot clock is off, and there's 24 seconds to go till halftime. 30-second timeout, so we'll hang on to it right here on the Husky Sports Network and HBU TV. Reminder that the women's team is in Natchitoches. I started to say tonight, but they likely are there tonight. Their game is tomorrow night, though, at Prather Coliseum against the Lady Demons of Northwestern State on the road, 7 p.m. Central Time start. Live stats at HBUHuskies.com for that game. And then both the men and women will be in Huntsville on Saturday, and we'll have the doubleheader action for you right here on the Husky Sports Network. Saturday afternoon, women's game at 4:30. The men to follow after that. Out of the timeout, Jacob Guest has checked in, and he will inbound the ball to Reed. Reed will find Jones, and he'll hold it up way out top. Shot clock or game clock winding down. 15 seconds to go. Into the corner to Guest. Double team. Swing it back out top. Reed goes to Jones. Down to the final 7 seconds in the corner. Metoyer cross court to Guest. Leave it for Reed. Reed drives it in. Puts it up. Off the iron. Won't go. Hart clears, and that'll run out the clock as the Huskies will go to the locker room with a 9-point lead. 38-29 on the Husky Sports Network. Stick with us. The Huskies halftime report is straight ahead.
Subs are hot, hearty, and extraordinary. Every sub helps provide life-saving equipment for first responders. So more people eating at Firehouse Subs means more life-saving equipment donated to first responders. If you're gonna have a sub, have one that makes a difference.
Try the new Spicy Cajun Chicken Sub with grilled chicken breast, just $5.55 for a medium.
Firehouse Subs. Enjoy more subs, save more lives.
The body is incredibly powerful. It's so nimble and fluid, but sometimes we push it too far. That's when you need the strength of Memorial Hermann and our body of affiliated orthopedic specialists. With our renowned Ironman Sports Medicine Institute, they not only get your body back to where it was, they get it to go further. It's what makes us more than just hospitals. We are a body of experts. Memorial Hermann, advancing health.
Tammy and I have been going steady since high school.
Tammy and Tommy, two peas in a pod, as they say.
We have all the same friends. We like all the same things. I mean, we practically even have the same name.
But there's one thing we could just never agree on.
Soda.
I have been begging him all these years to just try Pepsi, and I knew he would change his tune.
Yeah.
So, finally, I had him take the Pepsi Taste Challenge. And go on, tell him what you told me, Tommy.
I'm a Pepsi man.
Right? Gosh, isn't Pepsi so good?
I tell you what, I don't know why I didn't try it sooner.
Me neither.
It's so crisp and refreshing and bubbly.
Like me.
Like you.
I'm always right.
She's always right.
All across the South, people are choosing the great taste of Pepsi. Take the Pepsi Taste Challenge and let your taste decide.
This is not a hotel. It's an idea that travel should be brilliant. The promise of spaces as expansive as your imagination. Offering surprises that will change as often as you do. This is not business as usual. It's a new way to inspire, create, and yes, dream. Because it's not only about where you're staying, it's about where you're going. Marriott. Travel brilliantly.
Do you know how fast you were going, son?
Call me Ed.
Do you know how fast you were going, Ed?
You mean exactly?
Yes, exactly.
No, not exactly. How fast?
Fast.
Fast, sir?
You were going very fast.
Fast is my job, officer.
Fast is your job?
Yes, sir.
What kind of job?
I deliver, sir.
What do you deliver?
The world's greatest gourmet sandwiches.
I thought Jimmy John's had the world's greatest gourmet sandwiches.
Jimmy John's does have the world's greatest gourmet sandwiches.
So you deliver for Jimmy John's?
I deliver for Jimmy John's.
So do you always deliver fast?
I always deliver fast.
How fast?
I deliver subs so fast you freak.
It's not smart to freak a cop, son.
You didn't order Jimmy John's sub, sir.
So if I did order a Jimmy John's sub, when would I get it?
Now.
What if I don't want it now?
Then call later.
Or I could pick it up myself.
Or you can pick it up yourself.
Because I'm pretty fast, too.
I'm sure you are, sir.
Very fast.
I believe you, sir.
Faster than you.
No way, sir.
Way faster.
In your dreams.
You dissing me, son?
No, sir, I'm polite.
Fast and polite?
Very polite and very, very fast.
Is that a challenge, son?
No, sir, it's a fact.
Let's burn rubber, kid.
It wouldn't be fair.
Why not?
You've got a fully blown V8 Camaro with slicks and headers.
So?
I've got a 10-speed bike.
I'll let you off with a warning.
Jimmy John's Subs, an official sponsor of HBU Athletics.
IBEW wants to build Houston. Office buildings, healthcare centers, information data centers, airports, and heck, we would like to build everything. Our commitment is all our electricians are Americans with a birth certificate, social security card, high school diploma, and drug tested. Plus, we're trained at an accredited 5-year electrical school. We're career American people. My question, does this even matter? Visit whobuildshouston.com. The time is now to hire IBEW electricians.
At Shipley Donuts, we make our donuts from scratch every single day. Nothing trucked in, frozen. And we are Texas born and raised since 1936. Not like those other guys. Shipley Donuts.
At Holiday Inn Express, we can't guarantee that you'll be able to contain yourself at our breakfast bar.
Morning, egg white omelet. Sup, Lady Bacon?
Fruit.
There it is.
But we can guarantee that you'll get the best price when you book with us.
Holiday Inn Express. Be the readiest.
The real story is I'm in here every morning and have sampled just about every kolache that they make here.
Bacon, egg, and cheese on wheat for me, and then the rest is for the office. So yes, I'll pick up every Friday. I'll stop by here and pick up some for my group. So.
Well, I used to think it was just fruit-filled stuff, and then I came here and there's eggs and bacon and cheese and all kinds of good stuff in there. It's like a whole breakfast in a bun. It's great.
It's always a good thing if you can eat healthy and not know it.
When you drive down the street looking for something to eat, you're going to pass 5 places to buy a sandwich, 6 places to buy a burger. There's only one place you can get a kolache, and that's Kolache Factory. It's delicious. You're going to have people that try to copy you, but they're not going to do it as well. We know what we're doing. We've been doing it for 25 years. We do it the best, and our success proves that.
Houston's own Kolache Factory, the freshest, highest quality, best tasting kolaches in town. Over 50 Houston area locations and a proud partner of HBU Athletics.
You're listening to the Husky Sports Network, powered by DNA Studios. It's halftime of our game between your HBU Huskies and the Northwestern State Demons. Welcome back into Sharp Gym here on a Wednesday night in Southwest Houston. Huskies with a 9-point lead here at the midway point. And this is the Huskies halftime report. The Huskies got out of the gates well tonight, jumped out to a 9-4 lead. They extended it to as much as 10 points a couple of different times. As recently as 4.5 minutes to go in the first half, they held a double-digit lead. Northwestern State has not led tonight, but the Huskies right now have a 9-point advantage here midway through this game. They shot 39.5% from the floor to get things going, 15 of 38. They were 4 of 9 from outside the arc. At the three-point line, 44%, and 4 of 5 at the free throw line for 80%. Meanwhile, Northwestern State, 12 of 33 36.4% from the floor, just 1 of 7 from the three-point line for 14%. They were perfect at the free throw line, 4 of 4 in the first half. But they turned the ball over 8 times to 6 for the Huskies, and the Huskies took advantage of that, getting 11 points off turnovers in the first half to just 4 points off turnovers for Northwestern State. Huskies also led with points in the paint, 20-16 in that category, and they're getting more contributions off the bench tonight, a 12-7 advantage there, as the Huskies have seen Oliver Lynch-Daniels contribute 8, 2 from Phillip McKenzie and 2 from Quan Murphy as well. Rebounding edge also goes to the Huskies. They've got a 9-5 advantage on the offensive boards, a 16-15 edge on the defensive boards. So a 5 rebound advantage overall, 25-20 on both ends of the floor. And for the Huskies, it's not because Ishmael Lane hasn't made the effort tonight, because he has been a big force for Northwestern State. He's got 14 points and 7 rebounds here at the half, 7 of their 20 rebounds and 14 of their 29 points here through the first 20 minutes of play. He's also blocked 2 shots, 6 of 9 from the floor, 2 of 2 at the free throw line for Lane tonight. Their leading scorer and leading rebounder, and a very big presence in the middle. The Huskies, all in all, though, have to be satisfied with the fact that he's had the production he's had, and the Huskies still have a 9-point advantage. Lane, the only Demon in double figures on the score sheet tonight. They've got 5 points from C.J. Jones, 5 from Malik Mutwire off the bench. Then they've got 3 from DeAndre Love and 2 from Vontae Ott, and that is the sum total of their scoring through the first 20 minutes. The Huskies have 3 different players leading the way here through the first half, each with 8 points apiece. Edward Hart, Braxton Bonds, and Oliver Lynch-Daniels each contributed 8 points in the first 20 minutes of play. They got 4 from Ty Dalton, 3 apiece from Ian DeBose and Stephen Osuji. And then again off the bench, McKenzie with 2 and Quan Murphy with 2. Ben Uloko played 7.5 minutes, did not score. Jalen Gates got 5 minutes of floor time. He is still looking for his first points as well. But the Huskies have a 9-point advantage here at the halftime break. And that's where we stand here. When we come back, we'll take a look around the Southland Conference and see what's going on and how it may impact the Huskies when we return on the Huskies Halftime Report on the Husky Sports Network.
4 Points by Sheraton. Always a great stay. Everything you need. Plus extras you love. All for a great rate. Over 150 hotels around the world. Travel the way you like. Check us out at 4points.com.
At Raising Cane's, we believe in one love, quality chicken finger meals. But creating one love is no simple task. Everything has to be served hot and fresh, not just hot. We use only 100% premium chicken tenderloins, guaranteeing a 0% chance of leftovers. We insist on the best ingredients for our fries, like potatoes. And, well, we can keep talking quality, or you can just eat it. Raising Cane's, one love.
Coming to you in Living Cola.
The joy of cola.
Refreshing Pepsi Cola from the wonderful folks who put the R in cola.
I didn't believe I could do it. The weight seemed too heavy. My competitors were too fast. I lacked motivation, and then I found the Hulk t-shirt. I transformed myself and believed that I could conquer the competition. Now everybody takes me serious because I demand them to. If I can do it, you can do it. Under Armour Alter Ego. Transform yourself.
Firehouse Subs was founded by 2 firefighters over 20 years ago. And once a firefighter, always a firefighter. So they've seen to it that a portion of your purchase at all U.S. Firehouse Subs locations now goes toward providing life-saving equipment for first responders. And one more thing, they make awesome subs.
Now get any of our 10 specialty subs in a new small size, each under 500 calories. Big flavor, small subs, starting at $3.99. Firehouse Subs, founded by firemen.
This is Ron Cottrell, and you're listening to Huskies basketball on the DNA Huskies Sports Network.
Back at Sharp Gym, halftime of our game between your HBU Huskies and the Northwestern State Demons. 38-29, Huskies with the lead here at the break. Let's take a look at the Southland Conference scoreboard tonight. And as we do so, let's first look at the two teams that the Huskies are even up with in the conference standings with the 5 and 7 records coming into this one tonight. That would be Texas A&M Corpus Christi and Central Arkansas. And both those teams are locked up in very tight games in the second half of their game. Central Arkansas in Lake Charles tonight going up against McNeese State at the H&HP Arena. Central Arkansas with a 2-point advantage there with 12 minutes to go in that game, 54-52. Of course, the Bears are trying to keep pace with the Huskies, trying to pick up their 6th conference win, as is Texas A&M Corpus Christi. They've got 12:21 to go in the second half of their game at Nacogdoches tonight against SFA. And the Islanders have a 5-point lead over the Lumberjacks, 41-36 there. Other games around the conference, Southeastern Louisiana is in New Orleans tonight. That game is at halftime. It's a 1-point game, 28-27. New Orleans with the lead at the Lakefront Arena. At halftime also in San Antonio tonight, Lamar on the road against Incarnate Word. Cardinals versus Cardinals, and the Cardinals have a 40-28 lead, and that is the Lamar Cardinals with a 40-28 halftime lead. In Huntsville tonight, the Huskies' next opponent on Saturday, the Sam Houston State Bearcats, find themselves trailing the Nichols Colonels with 8:20 to go in that game. 61-56 is the score there. The Colonels with the lead. The Bearcats finally defeated in conference play over the weekend, and they are now at 12-1 in conference play, and Colonels looking to hand them their 2nd consecutive loss in the league. But right here, it's 38-29. Huskies with the 9-point lead, and we're just about set to go with the second half start here. Ian DeBose, Ty Dalton, Stephen Osuji, Braxton Bonds, and Edward Hart back out on the floor for Coach Cottrell and company. And it will be, I believe, Huskies basketball here. No, it's going to be Northwestern State basketball to start the second half. Ishmael Lane, C.J. Jones, Larry Owens, Terrence Reed, and DeAndre Love back out on the floor. Starters for both teams back out there to get the second half underway. And Northwestern State gets it inbounds, and we are underway. 20 minutes to go. Huskies with the 9-point lead as we come out of the halftime break. Jones, left side, finds Reed. They play pitch and catch outside the arc. Feed it to Lane in the middle. He'll go to the baseline to Love. Love drives in, puts it up off the iron. Rebound tip. Owens can't control it. And DuBose goes to the floor. He's got it between his legs, and we're going to get a jump ball called. Ian DuBose with some good hustle. Larry Owens got on the floor. It's going to be Huskies basketball on the alternating possession. And so the Huskies will have their first offensive look here in the second half. As Bonds and Osuji in the backcourt will bring it up. Jones back there with a little bit of token pressure, but Bonds will get it up across the stripe. Take it to the left angle and find DuBose out top. Ian fakes a drive in, dishes it off to Dalton into the paint. He'll leave it underneath for Stephen Osuji on the give and go. And Suge goes with the reversal up and in. It's 40-29. Huskies by 11. Here's a miss on the run by the Demons. The Huskies clear. Bonds back the other way in a hurry. He's going to take it to the rack and lays it up and in. And Mike McConaughey wants a quick timeout as the Huskies jump out of the gate with the first 2 buckets here in the first minute of play. And they've opened up a 13-point lead, 42-29. And we've got a break in the action here on the Husky Sports Network.
At Memorial Hermann, we're many parts working in harmony, performing more brain and spinal surgeries than anyone in Houston, conducting groundbreaking research at our Misher Neuroscience Institute, establishing the region's largest network of certified stroke centers. Some might say this makes for an accomplished performance, but to us, it's all in a day's work. Memorial Hermann. Breakthroughs every day.
Going to school at Houston Baptist University was an excellent choice. As the official credit union of HBU, Houston Federal Credit Union is focused on helping you to continue to make great choices. HFCU will meet all your financial needs by providing the personal attention and variety of services you deserve. Stop by any of our convenient locations or visit our website, www.houstonfcu.org, and experience the credit union difference today. Dogs up. Back here at Sharp Gym, out of the timeout, the Huskies have extended their 9-point halftime lead to 13 here. They've made 5 of their last 6 field goal attempts going back into the first half. They have their largest lead of the game. Northwestern State with the basketball. Fonte Ott tries to feed it to Lane. Lane saves it in a double team, but kicks it out on the wing to Jones. Jones puts it up at the buzzer. Won't go, but the rebound controlled by Owens underneath. And he lays it up and in for 2. Owens with his first points of the ball game. Cuts it back down to 11. 42-31 as the Huskies bring it back up. Bonds pops it out top to Edhart. Dribble to the left angle. Leave it for Osuji. Then he slides to the rim, but Osuji drives in, and he's going to put a teardrop up, and it rattles down through. Osuji now with 7 points. And the Huskies back up by 13. Here's a pass inside intended for Lane. Stolen away by the Huskies. Behind the back, it's going to be Bonds. He's going to be fouled. Jones will get him. Shot won't go, but Braxton will go to the free throw line to shoot 2 with 17:52 to go. Huskies being very aggressive tonight here against an aggressive team themselves, the Northwestern State Demons. And it's paying off so far for HBU. First free throw from Bonds is short, but he'll have one more to come here. Love is going to check out. He goes to the bench. And Malik Metoyer checks in for the Demons. Bonds' second free throw hits the iron, pops straight up and drops down through. 1 out of 2 at the line. 45-31 Huskies. Ott drives in left side, kick it out to Metoyer, right side angle. And here's almost a steal by Bonds. Saved by Jones to Owens. Owens tries to go to Lane, and it is stolen this time by Braxton. On the run, feeds it off to Dalton to the rack, off the glass for 2. Bonds with another excellent view. He got the bounce pass to Dalton, and Ty, the beneficiary, gets the layup. He's got 6. Lane takes the feed into the paint, drives it in, and we're going to get an offensive foul called on Ishmael Lane. Good position underneath by Ed Hart. Sneaks a little grin as he heads back up the floor. And with 17:10 to go, it's a 16-point advantage for the Huskies, 47-31. Osuji with the feed from Dalton, and Suge for 3 cleans it up, and another timeout on the floor. Mike McConaughey wants to talk it over. This one, I think, is going to be a 30-second timeout, as he has used up 2 of his timeouts here in the first 3 minutes and 1 second of the second half here, as the Huskies have extended a 9-point halftime lead to 19 with just under 17 minutes to go. 50-31. Outscored the Demons 12-2 to start the second half here. 14-3 run over the last 3 minutes and a second of the second half here, and the 39 seconds before halftime. And they have hit 8 of their last 9 field goal attempts. Dalton, Bonds, Hart, DuBose, Osuji. 5 starters still out there on the floor here. And they head down to the defensive end as the Demons will inbound the basketball. Some pressure in the backcourt by the Huskies. Bonds and Osuji go back there. Put a little pressure on the ball, but Norvell, who checked in during the timeout, will get it up across the timeline. Metoyer out top to Lane. Lane feeds it in the corner. They go to Hutton, who's back out there. Send it down low. Bounce pass underneath to Hutton. Blocked by Hart, and Ed steals the rebound. Get it off to DuBose, and Ian brings it up the floor. Going to pull up at the arc. Now gives a bounce pass down low to Hart. He tries to go up. Blocked by Ish Lane, though. And the rebound cleared by the Demons. Norvell up ahead. Metoyer pulls up on the baseline. Floats one off the glass and down through for 2. Well, that stops the bleeding temporarily for the Demons. They've got 4 in the second half now. 50-33. Huskies by 17. The 3 from the corner by DuBose won't go. The rebound cleared by Lane. Hutton back to Lane. And back to Hutton. He takes it in with 1 dribble and gets it to go. And they're back to within 15. 50-35. 4 in a row as the Huskies bring it back up. Bonds to Dalton. Little half-court trap by the Demons. Bonds back to DuBose, left side angle. Looks to the baseline to Osuji. Back out top to DuBose, drives into the paint, put it up, count it, and he's fouled as he goes in. DuBose will go to the free throw line, but we've got a timeout on the floor again. This foul is going to be on Hutton. Brandon Hutton picks up his first personal, and it stops the clock with 15:31 to go. Huskies by 17, 52-35. Got a timeout on the Husky Sports Network.
Four Points by Sheraton. Always a great stay. Everything you need. Plus extras you love. All for a great rate. Over 150 hotels around the world. Travel the way you like. Check us out at 4points.com.
Every visit to Raising Cane's begins with a moment of truth. What to have? 6 delicious, fresh, never, ever frozen premium chicken fingers? 4 chicken fingers? Or perhaps 3 delectable chicken fingers? It's a tough one. We haven't even gotten to the whole coleslaw crinkle-fried conundrum of deliciousness. Yeah, take your time, sister. We understand. Raising Cane's, one love.
15:31 to go in regulation time here. The Huskies have increased their shooting percentage for the night to 46% from the floor, 21 of 46. They're also 5 of 11 from the three-point line, 5 of 7 from the free throw line. And Ian DuBose heads back to the line for a +1 opportunity and gets it to go and extends the lead back up to 18, 53-35. Ian now with 6 points tonight. Metoyer with the basketball out top. 1 dribble to the right, and he gives it back to Norvell. Norvell going to pull up. He's going to fire away at a 3 off the iron, and the rebound comes off to Ty Dalton. Cradles the basketball and gets it off to Bonds. Up ahead to DuBose. Left side, he stops at the arc and backs it out. We roll under 15 minutes to go. Screen from Hart, but DeBose won't use it. Drives down toward the baseline. Kick it back out top to Dalton. He's going to go into the paint. Cut off, and he traveled. Ty tried to take it in and then saw a double team, reversed himself, and he slid the feet and turns it back over. 53-35. Huskies still with the lead. That is turnover number 7 for HBU in this ball game. Oliver Lynch-Daniels will check back in. First time he has been out on the floor here in the second half. Actually, the first substitute for the Huskies here since halftime. And he'll check in for Osuji. Norvell left to right across the top of the arc. Ollie stays with him. Now he and Bond switch. Matoyer takes the feed from Norvell. They swing it back outside. In to Ott, back out top to Lane. He'll swing it around to Hutton to the baseline, put up a little face-up jumper, won't go, and the rebound cleared by Lynch-Daniels. Ollie surveys the situation, gives it off to DeBose, drives it in through a double team. Ian can't get it to go, but Hart there to put it back. Ball was tipped away. Hart couldn't finish it off. Bonds to DeBose, and Ian jams it down through, and he's fouled from behind by Norvell. Count it. And he'll go to the line. That gets the fans on the feet here. Gets the guys on the bench up too. Bonds with another assist. Let's see, Braxton. 6 dimes now in the ball game, and DeBose will go back to the line for another +1 opportunity. 55-35. And 56-35. Ian's got 9 now. The Huskies draw back on defense. Hutton to the baseline, puts up a jumper. Right side won't go. The rebound tip controlled by Ty Dalton. Huskies off on the run the other way. DeBose pulls up at the arc now. Takes it to the baseline, cut off. Back out top to Dalton. Into the paint to Hart. He puts it up with a little turnaround spin move. Won't go. And the rebound cleared by Hutton. He's off in a hurry. And in through traffic, he's going to be bumped. And I think they're going to call Ty Dalton for the foul. Or maybe Ian DeBose. It is on DeBose. For Ian, that's his 3rd foul. Ben Yoloko up off the bench, but I don't think Ian will check out here. It will be Edward Hart who checks out. Now Jalen Gates up off the bench, and he will check in for DeBose. So Ian with those 3 fouls is going to get a breather. He's had some productive minutes, though, to start the second half here. Huskies leading scorer, leading rebounder, and he's been in the right place at the right time a couple of times here early in the second half. Demons get it inbounds. Jones to Matoyer, back to Jones, left of the arc. Finds Reed. Reed back out top to Jones. Dribbles to the right angle. Kicks it over to Love, back out to Jones for a 3. Off the front iron, won't go. Bonds with the board for the Huskies. Brings it up himself. Into traffic and has it knocked away, but saves it in the corner. Still plenty of time on the shot clock. Going to go to the middle, and he's going to be fouled on his way in. They say the foul was on the floor, and I think it's on DeAndre Love. It is his 5th foul on the Demons. 13-13 to go. So the Huskies go to the baseline, and Bonds gets it inbound to Yoloko, who will go out top to Oliver Lynch-Daniels. Ollie to the right angle, kicks it back, cross out top to Jalen Gates. Jay for a 3, too strong off the back iron. The rebound comes long out to Matoyer. He's on the run, and he's going to be called for an offensive foul as Ty Dalton got set up in the paint, drew the charge, and Matoyer picks up the personal, number 6 on the team for the Demons. The next foul will put the Huskies in the bonus the rest of the way. Little housekeeping underneath the basket where Dalton hit the deck. Get the dampness off the floor. Bonds will check out, and Quan Murphy in for the first time since halftime. Quan with a couple of points off the bench in the first half. And he takes the inbounds pass from Jalen Gates against some backcourt pressure. Murphy will bring it up, though. Picked up by LaTerrence Reed. Drive it down to the baseline. Take it down low. Kick it out with a bounce pass to Lynch-Daniels. Right side angle. Behind the back dribble, Ollie reverses it up and in for two. Oliver Lynch Daniels with the behind the back dribble and then uses the backboard to reverse it up and in. Here's a runner put up by Love. Won't go. Murphy with the rebound up ahead to Ollie. Bounce pass, and it's going to be blocked from behind by Matwire. Rebound comes off to Love. He'll take it to the rack and float it off the glass and in for two. Huskies by 21, 58-37. Coach Cottrell wants them to set it up in the half court, this time up the floor. Just over 12 minutes to go. Uloco takes the feed. He's going to dribble in front of Lane. Won't go, but Dalton with the rebound. Gets the defenders off his feet and puts it up. See if it's on Love or Lane. It's going to be on Lane. That'll be his second. And the seventh foul. Shooting foul anyway for Dalton, but the Huskies are now in the bonus the rest of the way. We've got a timeout on the floor as well. 11 minutes, 58 seconds to go. 21-point advantage for your Huskies on the Husky Sports Network and HBU TV.
What's on your mind, kid? Make it fast.
I'd like to work here at Jimmy John's World's Greatest Gourmet Sandwich Shop, sir.
Why do you want to work at Jimmy John's, kid?
I'm perfect for Jimmy John's.
Doing what?
Delivery.
Delivery?
Delivery.
We deliver pretty fast here at Jimmy John's.
That's what I heard.
What'd you hear?
You deliver pretty fast here at Jimmy John's.
Then you heard right.
I'm a fast study, sir.
You know the Jim John's slogan?
The Jimmy John's slogan?
Jim John's slogan is sub so fast you'll freak.
Sub so fast you'll freak is a swell slogan, sir.
When people call for a Jimmy John's sandwich, they want it fast.
Then I'm your man, sir.
How so?
Because I'm fast.
Fast at what?
Fast at everything.
Can you deliver fast?
I can deliver fast. How
fast?
I can run a 440 and 220.
Minutes?
No seconds.
That's fast. You deliver before?
I delivered newspapers before.
Were you fast?
Very fast.
How fast?
People got tomorrow's paper today.
That's fast.
So do I have the job?
Not so fast. How do I know you're not just some fast talker?
I can get your references.
When?
Now.
These are good references.
Thank you.
But at Jimmy John's, you gotta be more than fast.
More than fast.
You gotta be polite.
Fast and polite.
Fast and polite.
I can do fast and polite.
Okay, give me some time to think it over.
Okay.
Okay, I've thought it over. When can you start?
Now.
Now's good. What's your name, kid?
Stephan Avalopoulos.
Too long. How about Ed?
That's fine.
Welcome aboard, Ed.
Jimmy John's Subs, an official sponsor of HBU Athletics.
You're listening to the Husky Sports Network, powered by DNA Studios.
At Sharp Gym, 11:58 to go in our game between your Huskies and the Northwestern State Demons. HBU with a 21-point lead, 58-37. They've outscored the Demons 20-8 here since halftime. Braxton Bonds is on the bench right now, but I just want to give you his numbers here this evening. He's got 11 points to lead the way for the Huskies in scoring. He's also dished out 6 assists and has 6 rebounds as well. Ty Dalton at the free throw line hits the first free throw. Braxton is 4 of 6 from the floor, 3 of 5 at the free throw line tonight. He's also got a couple of steals. As we told you in the pregame, he leads the conference in steals per game and total steals. He is also in the top 30 in the nation in that category. Dalton makes both free throws. The Demons with the basketball in the front court. Reed feeds it to Matwire. It's picked up by Phillip McKenzie, who checked in during the timeout. Kick it in the corner. Matwire for a 3. Got the range, and he found it. And he gets the bucket to go. Matwire's got 9, or check it now, 10. And it's back to a 20-point game, 60-40 Huskies. Here is Jalen Gates going to drive through. Lost control, but scooped it up. It rolls off the iron, almost a steal. Gates got a fingertip on it, knocks it away from Jones. Slows things down, but it will be Northwestern State basketball. And Reed will inbound it across the way to Jones. Rolling down toward 11 minutes to go in our game. Reed to Jones. Jones out top to Matwire. Matwire trying to direct traffic, wants to clear out, goes to the left baseline, leave it for Owens, who's checked back in. Owens at the left elbow, picked up by Uloco, loses a dribble and stolen away by Gates. Gates to Lance Daniels and back to Jalen, and he's bumped. They're going to say no foul, but Matwire knocks it out of bounds. Jalen thought he should possibly be going to the free throw line here. But the Huskies will inbound it instead. Swing it around to Gates. He feeds it down low to Uloco, and Ben got Owens on his hip and lays it off the glass and in for 2. Uloco with his first points of the ball game. 62-40 Huskies. We're about to see a Northwestern State wave check in here in just a moment. They've got 5 guys at the table. Runner put up by Reed won't go. The Huskies off on the run, and the finish by Philip McKenzie off the feed from Quan Murphy. Mike McConaughey wants a timeout to sub out his 5 on the floor and put 5 new guys in. And with 10:14 to go, we've got a timeout. It'll be a full timeout here. And we will hang on to it right here with 10 minutes and 14 seconds to go. Gives us an opportunity to look again at the Southland Conference scoreboard here. Huskies up by 24 points here. A couple of games have gone to overtime. McNeese State now has taken a 3-point lead on their home floor in overtime against Central Arkansas, 71-68 with 2 minutes to go in that game in the overtime period. Sam Houston State came back on Nichols there in overtime, just a minute into the overtime. And the Bearcats have a 68-67 lead on the Colonels there. Just underway in the second half, Southeastern Louisiana trailing New Orleans now. New Orleans has pulled a close game and turned it into a big lead, 51-31 with 18 minutes to go. And Lamar is opening up a good lead on Incarnate Word in San Antonio tonight, 16 and a half minutes left. And Lamar with a 48-33 lead there. Check on Texas A&M Corpus Christi in just a minute, but we're out of the timeout. Back to action here. Norvell feeds it to Hutton, lobs it down low to Lane. And Lane tried to feed it out to Guest, and it's stolen away by Lynch Daniels. Ollie cut off on the baseline, gets it out on the wing to Jalen Gates for a 3, and Jay finds the range from long distance for the first time tonight. He's got his first points, and the Huskies increase the lead to 27, 67-40. Guest going to try to drive in, pulls up at the elbow, puts up a jumper. Nice little touch. Jacob Guest, the 6'5 junior from Bossier City in Airline High School. It's his first point to the ball game. 67-42. Ollie Lynch Daniels is going to have a look at a 3 from the left angle. Won't go, and Lane with the board for the Demons. Off to Norvell, kick it out on the wing. Guest again, got another look at a 3. This one rattles out. And the rebound pulled down by Ott. He's going to be fouled, and Philip McKenzie will pick up the personal. Phil's first. Just the second foul of the second half on the Huskies. 9:12 to go. And the Demons will go to the baseline to inbound the basketball under their own basket. Norvell will kick it out top. Ishmael Lane. Lane will find help in Norvell, who pops out high. Swinging around the arc into the hands of Brandon Hutton. He'll drive in, tries to send it out, and we get a blocking foul in the paint on the pass off. Jalen Gates will pick up the personal. That'll be his first. And the third foul on the team. Stops the clock with exactly 9 minutes to go in our game. 67-42. Huskies with a 25-point lead here. Every game we might mention here at this juncture for HBU, or maybe we shouldn't mention it, but every game so far in the conference for the Huskies has been decided by less than 10 points. Big lead here, and here's a skip step into the paint. Put up by Ott. He can't get it to go, and the rebound cleared by the Huskies. Jay Gates going to take it in past Gates. It's blocked on the rim. Ott's going to get a goaltend and give Jalen Gates the bucket. He's got 5, and it's 69-42 with 8:46 to go. Guest with the basketball, takes the feed from Norvell, tries to get it inside the lane, and it's stolen from behind by Murphy. Then he's going to lose control, tied up on the floor by Ott. Good hustle by both guys. And the alternating possession is going to give it back to Northwestern State. Huskies opened up the conference season with a 6-point win here at Sharp Gym over Lamar. Lost by 5 in overtime to New Orleans. Lost by 1 point to Nichols, then 7 to Abilene Christian. 6 to Sam Houston State, 3 to Southeastern Louisiana. Hutton out top, swings it around right side to Norvell, gets it out to Guest at 3, rattles out. Rebound pulled down by Otta in the paint. Gonna wait for the defenders to go by. Can't finish though. And Murphy will clear the board for the Huskies. Brings it up himself, kick it off to Gates, open for a 3, left wing, too strong off the iron, the rebound tip, controlled by Uloco, and he takes it up and in for 2. Uloco with the bucket, he's got 4, and the Huskies have a 29-point lead with 8 to go. Hutton out top, tries to go into Lane, knocked away by Uloco, loses the dribble though, back to Hutton, he'll give it off to Lane, and Lane's got an easy dunk as everybody else had taken off the other way. Now here's a long outlet up ahead to Lynch Daniels underneath. He's going to try to reverse it up. Got a little wild there and it won't go. And now Ollie's going to draw a foul in the backcourt as he tried to cut off Ott before he got to the timeline. That'll stop the clock with 7:32 to go. It'll be the 4th foul on the Huskies. And it will take us to a timeout. 71-44. The Huskies with the 27-point lead. We got a break in the action on the Husky Sports Network.
It would be great if human beings were great at being human. And if all of mankind were made up of kind women and kind men. It would be wonderful if common knowledge was knowledge commonly known. And if the light from being enlightened into every heart was shown. It would be glorious if neighbors were neighborly, and indifference a forgotten word. It would be awesome if we shared everything, and being greedy was absurd. It would be spectacular if the golden rule was golden to every man, and the good things that we ever did was everything that we can.
Treating others like we'd like to be treated has always been our guiding principle.
Marriott Houston West Chase, a proud partner of HBU Athletics.
Well, the onslaught continues here in the second half for the Huskies, outscoring Northwestern State 33-15 since halftime. They are 13 of 26 from the floor since the midway point. 50% there, just 2 of 6 from outside the arc, but they haven't really needed a lot of long-distance shooting. 5 of 6 at the free throw line since halftime for 83%. Meanwhile, Northwestern State in these past 12 and a half minutes, 7 of 21 from the floor, 1 of 5 from the arc, and they have not gone to the free throw line here in the second half. 71-44, Huskies with the with the defensive effort now as Northwestern State has the basketball. Swing it around the arc. Reed goes to Love. Love feeds it in to the elbow to Lane. Back out top to Jones. Swing it into the corner to Reed. Has a shot blocked by Murphy. Murphy pulls it off. Gets up the floor, going to drive it in, puts it up. It won't go, but he's going to be fouled. And DeAndre Love, I believe, is going to pick up the personal. He will. For Love, that'll be his second, team's 8th. And a shooting foul for Murphy, so he'll have 2 free throws at the line. Quan Murphy to the free throw line. Let's check something out here. Quan has been a 61% free throw shooter at the line. He hadn't had a lot of opportunities this season. Misses the first one here. Bonds is going to check back in. Jalen Gates will get a breather. Edward Hart will check back in, and Ben Uloco is going to sit down. So Bonds, Lynch, Daniel, McKenzie, Murphy, and Hart. The second free throw rattles out. Almost stolen by Murphy, though, on the outlet from Lane. Try to send it down low into the blocks, and it's going to be knocked away, and it's going to be Huskies basketball. Good effort by Ishmael Lane. You got to love the hustle of that guy, but he just could not keep it in bounds. Darian Dixon, by the way, the intended recipient of that pass down low, couldn't hang on to it. Started that chain of events in action. He's going to check out now, and Matwire will check back in. And also Ty Dalton checks back in for the Huskies as Phillip McKenzie will get a breather. 6:52 to go. 71-44. Huskies seemingly in control here. Still looking for some housekeeping down on a wet spot to our right. Tucson Grigg, the official, trying to make sure everything is good to go to his satisfaction. Hear a lot of squeaking down there from the shoes, so it's not too bad as far as the footing goes. Now we're ready, and Ollie will get it inbounds to Braxton Bonds. 6:45 and counting in the ball game. Murphy out top. Gets it right side to Lynch Daniels. Ollie looks inside. Going to feed it down low to Hart. He's going to take it to the rack. Got Lane on his hip and jams it down through. 73-44. Lynch Daniels with 10 now. Archek Hart with 10. Here's a steal by Bonds up to Ollie. Ollie to the rack. Blocked by Lane. Close to a goaltend, but it's saved by Murphy. And Quan will float up a little jumper from the left baseline and gets it to go. 31-point lead, largest of the game for the Huskies. 4 points now off the bench for Murphy. Into the paint, they go to Ish Lane. He turns around and floats it up and gets it to drop down through. He's got 18, and we're under 6 minutes to go. 75-46, Dalton out top to Murphy. Murphy holds it up, finds Hart, who bounces out. Back to the basket, gives it back to Murphy, and Murphy finds the range from three, and Quan's feeling it now. Extends the lead out to 32. He's got 7. The Demons back the other way. Feed it to Lane. Backs up. Puts up a fadeaway jumper. Won't go, and the rebound taken down by HBU. Murphy to Lynch Daniels to the middle of the floor. He tries to feed it to Dalton, and Ty kind of went to sleep there out on the edge. No look pass from Oliver Lynch Daniels, and it goes out of bounds in front of the Huskies bench. Turnover will give it back to the Demons. Huskies trying to win their 5th in their last 6 games. Take their conference record up to 6-7. Texas A&M Corpus Christi, by the way, still with a lead over SFA, and that one is under a minute to go, a 12-point lead. So it looks like A&M Corpus Christi is going to win on the road tonight, and they will move to 6-7 as well. Here's Guest, tries to feed it inside. Stolen away by Dalton, and Dalton up ahead to Bonds, and Bonds finishes it off. It's 80-46. Bonds with 13, and the Huskies are running away now. Under 5 minutes to go in a 34-point lead. Coach Cottrell is getting ready to empty out the end of the bench with 4.5 left. Norvell to Guest. Guest going to drive in left side. Floated up with the right hand. Won't go. And Dalton with the rebound for the Huskies. This is one of those nights for Northwestern State, and the Huskies are benefiting from it. Here's Dalton. Takes it into the rack. Shot won't go, but it's a goaltending. And Dalton will get credit for the bucket. Alex Comanita, a 6'4" freshman from Toronto, Canada, checks in for the first time. Vontae Ott will check out. Jackson Stent, Nick Jones, Andre Charles may be getting ready to check in for the Huskies here. Guest goes to Hutton. Hutton out top to Dixon. Dixon will find Comanita. He drives in, and Oliver Lynch Daniels gets a hand on it, but he bumped him on the arm. Ollie will pick up the personal, and it'll stop the clock with 3:53 to go. 82-46, a 36-point lead, the largest lead of the game, maybe of the season. We'll check it out. But we've got a timeout on the Husky Sports Network.
At Shipley Donuts, we make our donuts from scratch every single day. Nothing trucked in, frozen. And we are Texas born and raised since 1936. Not like those other guys. Shipley Donuts.
Rolling up on a cheap price feels good, but cheap comes with risk. Heart surgeons, pilots, no one hires a cheap one of them. Fact is, certain things must be done right. Installing electricity in Houston schools and hospitals needs to be built with manpower that spent 10,000 hours training to do their job. So for heart surgeons to do their job, we must do ours. Skilled labor isn't cheap, and cheap labor isn't all that skilled.
The time is now to hire IBEW electricians.
At Holiday Inn Express, we can't guarantee that you'll be able to contain yourself at our breakfast bar.
Morning, egg white omelet. Sup, lady bacon.
Fruit.
There it is.
But we can guarantee that you'll get the best price when you book with us.
Holiday Inn Express. Be the readiest.
Hi, I'm Ron Cottrell. Thanks for listening to HBU Basketball on the DNA Husky Sports Network.
.353 to go in our game. Alex Comanita, the freshman from Toronto, at the line to shoot free throws out of the timeout for Northwestern State. And his first one bounced around, acted like it wanted to go down, but would not. Jackson Stent has checked into the ball game for the Huskies. And the second free throw from Comanita is no good, and Dalton with the rebound for HBU as they bring it up. Pressure on the ball, but Lynch Daniels skips it across to Braxton Bonds. He drives in on the left baseline, floats it up, won't go, and Guest pulls down the loose ball. He'll bring it up across the timeline himself, get it in the left corner to Comanita. Bounce pass into the blocks to Dixon. He'll drive across, kick it to Hutton on the wing for a three, and Hutton finds the range, got it to go. 82-49. Gates to the bench. He'll check in on the next stoppage for the Huskies. Dalton with the basketball, left baseline, kick it out to Quan Murphy. He fires away at a three. High bounce off the back iron. Won't go down, and the rebound's tipped, and it's going to be lost on the baseline by Norabel. Huskies basketball. Here comes Nick Jones. He will check in. Dalton will check out. And Andre Charles is going to pull off the warm-up. He will check in as well. Jalen Gates is out there on the floor. And Andre is going to get in before they get the ball inbounds. So Oliver Lynch Daniels will come off. No, Braxton Bonds will check out. Ollie came off for Nick Jones. So it's Murphy, Jones, Charles, Gates, and Stent, the five on the floor here, probably for the final 3:07 of this game. Gates has it out top. Gets it to Andre Charles, open for a three, short off the iron. Dre off the bench, was ready to roll, but he comes up short. Hutton back the other way, going to leave it for Norvell. 2:47 and counting. Huskies are going to come away with win number 6 in the conference tonight, win number 10 overall. Here's a baseline three from Hutton, won't go. The rebound pulled down by Dixon, blocked from behind by Jones. Nick off on the run. He's going to be fouled as he goes up, and he will go to the free throw line. He's trying to go coast to coast with it, and that would have drawn some excitement from the fans here. But instead, he will get free throws with 2:33 to go. Jones appearing in his 5th game of the season. He's 2 of 3 at the free throw line this year, and now 3 of 4 gets the first one to go. When Nick gets into a game, he usually finds his way onto the scoreboard. Averaging 2.5 points per game, has one here and now 2, gets them both to go. 84-49, 2.5 minutes left. Comanita in the corner. Takes it in, kick it out to Guest, the three, partially blocked, and Andre Charles pulls it out of midair. Back the other way, up ahead to Jalen Gates. Gates to Jones in the corner, fire away at a three, and he got it. And the party is on here at the Sharp Tank. A 38-point lead, 87-49. Here's Williams, who's checked in. He's going to drive in on Jackson Stent. He'll get to the rack, and Jones is going to foul him. on his way. Nick will pick up his first personal. 6th foul on the Huskies. That's kind of a moot point right now, but Dalen Williams will have a free throw to come here. He's got his first points of the ball game, and the free throw is good as well. You give him 3, and the Huskies' lead is 35, 87-52, under 2 minutes to go. Quan Murphy up ahead to Andre Charles. Charles double team, gets it back to Murphy. Murphy going to lob it down low to Jones. Jones mistimed the jump, though, and they couldn't complete the alley-oop. Now Murphy going to drive back in, lob it for Nick again. If at first you don't succeed, come back on the opposite side, and it's 89-52. And this is just becoming a little playground game over the final 90 seconds. Comanita in the corner, a 3 won't go. Murphy going to be bumped from behind by Brandon Hutton. And we'll come to the other end as Quan Murphy will get free throws. Double bonus as that is the 10th foul on the Demons. And Quan Murphy will get a couple. Murphy's first free throw is good. Quan's had some good minutes tonight. He's got 5 points now. One more free throw to come. With 1:23 to go. Stick with us. Coming up on the Huskies postgame report. Should be a happy place to be. We'll recap the numbers from this one. Take a look at the finals around the conference tonight. Let you know how that helps or doesn't help the Huskies. Here's a runner in the paint put up by Guest. Won't go. The rebound cleared by the Huskies. And we'll also chat with the head coach, Ron Cottrell. 91-52. Minute to go. Here's a steal by Hutton. He is going to be called for a tied ball, though. Tied up Andre Charles before he took it away. It'll be Huskies basketball on the alternating possession. Jalen Gates come down to our left. He'll get it inbounds to Murphy. Murphy to Charles. Trying to get Andre on the scoreboard here. Almost loses the ball, but saves it. And he's going to be bumped from behind by Hutton. That'll be a foul. And it'll send Dre to the free throw line with 50 seconds to go. Third foul on Hutton. Double bonus, so 2 free throws for Andre Charles. Now, Andre is a guy we need to get on the scoreboard tonight. And he gets the first free throw to go, and Andre appearing in just his 3rd game of the season, misses the 2nd one. Back the other way go the Demons, trailing by 40, 92-52. Here's Guest with an easy lane to the bucket, and he'll lay it up and in with the left hand. Good job by the Huskies not to get in there and foul him. 92-54, 33 seconds to go on the run to the rack. Murphy loses the basketball out of bounds. Give it back over to the Demons. Hutton will bring it up the floor, jumps it up in a hurry. Shot won't go, and Stent with the rebound. Controls it, and he'll get it off to Jalen Gates, and all they got to do is get it into the front court and run out the clock, and this one will be in the books. 92-54. The Huskies will have a 38-point victory tonight on the home floor. Biggest win in conference. Let's see. They knocked off Dallas Christian earlier this year by 51 points, so it will not be the biggest victory of the year, but it will be the largest point differential in conference play. 92-54 is our final. We got a timeout. When we come back, the Huskies postgame report will put a wrap on this one on the Husky Sports Network.
Are you a graduate of Houston Baptist University?
Did you know the value of your degree increases when you actively participate in the HBU Alumni Association? Your Alumni Association actively supports the growth, retention, and ranking of our school by our scholarship efforts. Husky Alumni Network volunteers actively work to recruit the best and brightest to HBU, and we promote and support programs intended to build a growing network of people committed to quality, higher Christian education through our alumni scholarship efforts. We also work to strengthen the bond between our university and the community, and we're your connection to over 18,000 fellow alumni, mostly in and around the Houston metro area. Log on to learn more about our mission and your privileges and benefits at hbu.edu/alumni. And find us via social media on Facebook at the Houston Baptist University Alumni Association page and on Twitter and Instagram at HBU_alumni. But no matter how you do it, connect with the HBU Alumni Association because a strong alumni base equals a strong HBU.
The real story is I'm in here every morning and have sampled just about every kolache that they make here.
Bacon, egg, and cheese on wheat for me, and then the rest is for the office. So yes, I'll pick up every Friday. I'll stop by here and pick up some for my group. So.
Well, I used to think it was just fruit-filled stuff, and then I came here and there's eggs and bacon and cheese and all kinds of good stuff in there. It's like a whole breakfast and a bun. It's great.
It's always a good thing if you can eat healthy and not know it.
When you drive down the street looking for something to eat, you're going to pass 5 places to buy a sandwich, 6 places to buy a burger. There's only one place you can get a kolache, and that's Kolache Factory. It's delicious. You're going to have people that try to copy you, but they're not going to do it as well. We know what we're doing. We've been doing it for 25 years. We do it the best, and our success proves that.
Houston's own Kolache Factory, the freshest, highest quality, best tasting kolaches in town. Over 50 Houston area locations and a proud partner of HBU Athletics.
Pepsi's always had great taste. Today, try great taste with zero sugar. This is the Pepsi with zero compromises. This is Pepsi Zero Sugar.
This is the Pepsi that gets you stuff. Like tickets to...
What's up, everybody? I'm Dirk Spence.
Who doesn't love Pepsi stuff? Drink Pepsi, get stuff.
Run with UA Map My Run. With your UA connected footwear, you can leave your phone behind. However, if you choose to run with it, the UA Map My Run app will give map views of your route and a deeper look at your workout with additional stats.
We are Under Armour. The future is ours!
Under Armour.
We're passionate, delivering expert neurological care for adults and children. We're dedicated, responding to neurotrauma and stroke with Lifelite in our Level 1 Trauma Center. We're persistent, restoring lives at our Tier Rehabilitation and Research Hospital. We are Memorial Hermann. And we're making neuroscience breakthroughs every day.
4 Points by Sheraton. Always a great stay. Everything you need. Plus extras you love. All for a great rate. Over 150 hotels around the world. Travel the way you like. Check us out at 4points.com.
You're listening to the Husky Sports Network, powered by DNA Studios.
Houston Federal Credit Union and Houston Baptist University have joined forces to put the howl back in your finances. HFCU offers several products and services such as auto loans, mortgages, and credit cards. And HFCU has a financial education program, Elevate, which is tailored to helping you increase your financial knowledge. Stop by any of our convenient locations or visit our website, www.houstonfcu.org, and experience the credit union difference today. Dogs up.
I'm Robin.
And I'm Chris.
We're the brothers behind Firehouse Subs.
Back when we were firemen, when it came to food, we said it better be something good and a lot of it.
That's what you get at Firehouse Subs. Take our hook and ladder sub. Smoked turkey breasts, Virginia honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese, all steam heated and piled high on a toasted sub roll.
Our way beats their way. If you don't agree, it's free.
You're going to cover that, right?
My money's on the sub.
Love the confidence.
Firehouse Sub, founded by firemen.
Welcome back into Sharp Gym on the campus of Houston Baptist University. A happy place to be tonight if you're a Huskies fan, as we welcome you into the Huskies postgame report following a 92-54 win for HBU over the Northwestern State Demons, a team that the Huskies just took advantage of in the second half, outscoring them 54-25 after holding a 9-point lead at the midway point. 38-29, they come out and just send Northwestern State to school in the second half of this game. In fact, in the last 7.5 minutes here, just looking at this, at the media timeout with 7:31 to go, Huskies had a 71-44 lead. So over the last 7.5 minutes, the Huskies outscored the Northwestern State Demons 21-10 in that stretch. That'd be a nice little differential, an 11-point differential in the second half. But Huskies did that in the span of 7.5 minutes. And as a result, they come away with a huge victory in conference tonight to win 5 of their last 6 and pick up their 6th conference win overall. They go to 6-7 in the conference. While we have a second and while the thought is on our mind, let's go ahead and tell you about other games involving teams right near them in the conference standings. On the road tonight, Texas A&M Corpus Christi gets a 10-point win over Stephen F. Austin, 65-55. So they will drop SFA below 500 in the standings, and they will also go to 6-7 in Southland Conference play themselves, and they will stay tied with the Huskies. The Nichols check at the Central Arkansas Bears, who were in Lake Charles tonight and had a lead for much of that game, wind up losing in overtime to McNeese State 83-75. So they will fall out of the three-way tie. But just taking a look here at the conference standings, and if we can get them handy here real quick, I believe with the loss tonight, Stephen F. Austin drops to 6-7 in conference play. That is correct. So now the Huskies, the Islanders, and the Lumberjacks of SFA are all knotted up at 6 wins, 7 losses in Southland Conference play, and that is in effect a tie for the 6th spot. So those 3 teams are all on the inside now of the 8-team race for tournament spot. But they will be looking for seeding over the next 5 games as long as they can keep that position. It's still a long way to go and a lot of games to play, so you don't want to count any chickens yet, but things are looking up for the Huskies over this last 6-game stretch. Individually speaking, or numbers-wise, let's run down some of the final numbers here tonight. The Huskies wind up 47% from the floor, 35 of 75. They shoot 54% in the second half, 20 of 37. Wind up 8 of 19 from the three-point line, 42%, and 14 of 19 from the free throw line for 74% in that category. Meanwhile, Northwestern State, 23 of 67 from the floor, 34%. 3 of 17 from the three-point line, 17%. 5 of 7 from the free throw line, 72% there. The Huskies out-rebounding the Demons tonight, 52-36, 16-9 edge on the O boards, 36-27 edge on the D boards. Assist, the Huskies with 21 assists on their 35 made buckets. Northwestern State just 11 assists on their 23 made buckets tonight. Big individual efforts up and down the score sheet tonight. Ed Hart finishes with 10 points, 8 rebounds in 22 minutes of play in his return after a couple of games out. 9 points from Ian DeBose. He also had 5 rebounds and a steal and a couple of block shots as well. Ian, limited minutes tonight because the Huskies really didn't need a lot from he or a lot of the other starters. 18 minutes on the floor for Stephen Osuji as well, but he finishes with 10 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. Ty Dalton, 10 points, 4 assists, 9 rebounds, almost a double-double for Ty. Braxton Bonds, 13 points, 6 assists, 6 boards, and 3 steals in the ball game. 10 points off the bench for Oliver Lynch-Daniels. And Ben Yoloko off the bench with 4 from Philip McKenzie, 9 from Quan Murphy off the bench, 7 from Nick Jones, 1 from Andre Charles Jackson Stent with 4 minutes of floor time, did not score. And we're about to be joined by the head coach of the Huskies, Ron Cottrell. And we'll let him get mic'd up here. We're live, Coach.
Okay.
You got sound?
Yes.
Good. Well, happy place to be tonight. A lot of joy, especially toward the end of that game. The guys, you assess, it looked like they were ready to go when the game started, but it looked like after halftime they just turned it into another gear.
Yeah, we talked at half about stepping it up defensively and not letting them make any runs at us and controlling the glass. And I thought the second half we did a really, really good job of controlling the glass. In the first half, Ishmael Lane was making us look foolish inside with the way he could rebound. But I thought our guys really stepped it up on both ends of the floor. But defensively, I thought we kept them on their heels a little bit with some of the things we did. We mixed up our defenses pretty well tonight. And, we didn't want to try to go head-to-head with Lane and Owens inside. So we kind of mixed things around and kind of did everything we could to keep them off balance. And then we attacked offensively, and that was the key for the night for us. Was we wanted to really make them have to run and get back in transition defense and do everything we could to attack and get to the rim, not settle for perimeter shots.
Yeah, and that it was relentless tonight on that attacking offense. Even a couple of times when, up and down the floor, it may have gotten a little bit sloppy.
Yeah.
They didn't ease up, and they kept the pressure on all night long.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty all at all times, and there certainly were times in which we on the bench were kind of going, no, and yet it turned out okay. But that's what when they're playing with confidence and they're sharing the ball, and as long as they're attacking, I can live with some bad decisions here and there because we're creating possessions. We're creating so many possessions that you can cover a couple bad decisions with the ball, but the guys had a mentality that they were going to continue to keep going at them.
Where do you want to start individually tonight? There were a lot of contributors in this game tonight. We were just talking about Ian DeBose only with 9 points, but you didn't need a lot of minutes from Ian, but he did other things as well, a couple of blocks, a lot of assists and rebounds.
He played with a lot of energy tonight, not just with the ball trying to score, but blocking shots, getting rebounds, getting out and getting deflections. He played with a lot of energy tonight, gave us a lot, even though he wasn't scoring necessarily. I thought Ty did a great job of battling with big guys inside, got 9 rebounds. I thought that was really big. I thought Braxton did a really good job of controlling the ball and distributing, 6 assists. I thought Ollie's shooting, particularly in the first half, was really big for us. And I thought Quan gave us some really, really good minutes off the bench defensively. And that's something that we've been really stressing with him in practice is you're long, you're athletic, you're a smart basketball player. Use that on the defensive end until you get the offense going. And that's sure enough what happened tonight. He did some really good things on the defensive end, and then he started knocking down some shots at the same time. And that's who he is. That's what people haven't seen here at HBU yet. That's what we saw when we signed him. And then obviously the Nick was the highlight of the end of the game. Who knew that he was such a fan favorite?
Yeah.
I never knew he was such a popular guy on campus.
I have to start calling him the Victory Cigar. But how about Ed's return tonight? He gave you some good minutes, I thought, in his return.
Yeah, we had to kind of play him sparingly at times and try to get him in and out of the game because his conditioning isn't where it needs to be right now. But he certainly stayed focused, and he hadn't gotten a lot of reps. Obviously, he's been out, and so, he hadn't worked on his shot. He hadn't run plays. He hadn't done a lot of anything until yesterday, really. And so he wasn't really in top form, but he's so big inside that they had to do a good job on him to try to just keep him under control.
Well, this pulls you another game closer to 500, 6-7 now in the conference, and now still in a three-way tie, but now it's SFA and Texas A&M Corpus Christi that you're knotted up with, and in that tie for the sixth spot.
You know more than I don't.
I'm just mainly for the fans, letting them know we've tried to keep them up to date. Corpus with a win over Stephen F. Austin on the road tonight.
Really?
Central Arkansas had a lead for most of the game in Lake Charles, but McNeese got them to overtime and then won in overtime. Really? So they drop a game behind us. But it's just to point out the fact that we talked about it before the game, not so much the effort, but the results are starting to fall in place for you. And some of the breaks that went against you earlier in the season are starting to go your way now.
Yeah, and that's a tribute to our guys staying positive throughout even some tough times and staying to the game plan and staying with each other as a team. And that's something we preach to these guys all the time, and they've done a great job of really being a group and of family, of guys that really love each other and hang out together and enjoy seeing each other be successful. And that helped us through some tough situations. And now that we've got a little bit of success, I talked to them a minute ago about, we can't be satisfied. We can't think we've arrived. We can't think we've done anything yet because we haven't. We've still got a long way to go. We're just on the right track right now, but we've still got a lot of work to do. And certainly Saturday against Sam is an imposing game for us that we've got to come in and play at the top of our game.
Yeah, and it'll be an interesting matchup. You played them pretty well when they came to Sharp here about a month ago, so it'll be interesting to see how you fare up there in Huntsville this weekend.
Yeah, I haven't watched them real close as of late, but I've watched a little bit here and there. They're playing at a really high level right now. They play with a lot of confidence. They're really physical. They're really aggressive defensively, and we're going to have to match that. But we've had success in Huntsville before, and we reminded the guys of that already. And so we're going to go in there ready to go.
All right. We'll see you then.
All right. Sounds good.
Ron Cottrell, the head coach of the Huskies, and let's take a timeout. And when we come back, we'll wrap it up here on the Huskies postgame report on the Husky Sports Network and HBU TV.
International Brotherhood of Electric Workers, Local 716 in Houston, get up for work each day because we believe building schools to code matters. Because building Houston's hospitals correctly saves lives. Because training for 10,000 hours makes a difference. That's why we get up, because we want to make a difference. To be the best, hire the best.
IBEW, where skill and value lock arms. The time is now to hire IBEW electricians.
Do you know how fast you were going, son?
Call me Ed.
Do you know how fast you were going, Ed?
You mean exactly?
Yes, exactly.
No, not exactly. How fast?
Fast.
Faster?
You were going very fast.
Fast is my job, officer.
Fast is your job?
Yes, sir.
What kind of job?
I deliver, sir.
What do you deliver?
The world's greatest gourmet sandwiches.
I thought Jimmy John's had the world's greatest gourmet sandwiches.
Jimmy John's does have the world's greatest gourmet sandwiches.
So you deliver for Jimmy John's?
I deliver for Jimmy John's.
So do you always deliver fast?
I always deliver fast.
How fast?
I deliver subs so fast you freak.
It's not smart to freak a cop, son.
You didn't order Jimmy John's sub, sir.
So if I did order a Jimmy John's sub, when would I get it?
Now.
What if I don't want it now?
Then call later.
Or I could pick it up myself.
Or you can pick it up yourself.
Because I'm pretty fast, too.
I'm sure you are, sir.
Very fast.
I believe you, sir.
Faster than you.
No way, sir.
Way faster.
In your dreams.
You dissing me, son?
No, sir, I'm polite.
Fast and polite?
Very polite and very, very fast.
Is that a challenge, son?
No, sir, it's a fact.
Let's burn rubber, kid.
It wouldn't be fair.
Why not?
You've got a fully blown V8 Camaro with slicks and headers.
So?
I've got a 10-speed bike.
I'll let you off with a warning.
Jimmy John's Subs, an official sponsor of HBU Athletics.
If Raising Cane's one love was rock music, they would rock harder than any rock band ever. Their tours would sell out before they were announced. Their backstage parties would be the stuff of legend, attended by unicorns and the head of Louis XIV. Hotel rooms would trash themselves out of respect. But Raising Cane's one love isn't rock music. It's making the perfect chicken finger meal every single time. Raising Cane's, one love.
Astronauts, August 14th will be a day to remember. 10, 9.
August 14th?
8,
That's my
7,
anniversary.
6,
I gotta go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Houston? Did anyone stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night?
Stay smart. Stay at a Holiday Inn Express.
At Shipley Donuts, we make our donuts from scratch every single day. Nothing trucked in, frozen. And we are Texas born and raised since 1936. Not like those other guys. Shipley Donuts.
Back here at Sharp Gym, time for us to say so long for the evening. The Huskies winners tonight on the home floor, 92-54. And they go to 6-7 in Southland Conference play, 10-14 overall. And we'll be back in action on Saturday evening in Huntsville at the Johnson Coliseum against the Sam Houston State Bearcats. Part of our doubleheader, men's and women's games, right here on the Husky Sports Network. So until then, for everyone that brought you this one, including the HBU TV crew, our director-producer, Mariano J. Rivera, and cameraman, Blue J. Davis, along with Czech Makolo, we appreciate you being along for the ride. See you down the road, folks. Dogs You've up. been listening to HBU Husky Sports on the DNA Husky Sports Network. These broadcasts are brought to you by the corporate partners of HBU Athletics, Houston Federal Credit Union, Memorial Hermann Healthcare System, Marriott Houston West Chase, Raising Cane's, Under Armour, Firehouse Subs, Pepsi, Shipley Donuts, 4 Points by Sheraton, IBEW Local 716, Jimmy John Subs, Kolache Factory, and Holiday Inn Express. That's going to do it for now, but we thank you for being a part of this broadcast, and until we see you again down the road, so long, and dogs up.